Is Angie. A5 says, hello, Angie. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Good, thanks. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you and everyone else too.
Hopefully, we are streaming on YouTube and on Twitch. We'll find out soon enough.
I am going there now to
I'm
see.
I'm looking on my phone. I have Twitch up on my phone, trying to see if it is
I have
indeed
YouTube up. I have
there.
access. Oh.
And so, oh no, we're there. I see us. So good. So we are all over the place. That's good. That's good. And then it's interesting because under this platform, I've got to still find a way to get some chat going there. See the chats. Oh, there's the chats. All right.
Okay.
Hello, Lemix. How are you? Lemix has popped in there. Lemix says, "Can you see the chats, Angie? By the way, I don't know."
No.
There's and Lemix says, "Evening at Sonoran Mystic Tarot and Angie." Hello
Good
to you as well,
morning.
Lemix.
Or
Lemix,
late
where are you?
afternoon.
Where are you located? There's Happy New Year, Jojo. Jojo just popped in. Hello, Jojo.
Hi.
So nice to see you, Jojo. As you know, Angie is often and Lemix both. Look, you, Angie, is Sweden. Oh, welcome, Lemix from Sweden. It's 8 o'clock there. Well, super. Happy New Year to everybody so far. And Jojo, you've been in our mixes before on Twitch, so you've seen the tagline A5 Says. Now you get to see Angie in person.
Let me tell you what I learned last night.
Uh
I
oh.
cannot party like it's 1999 anymore. Every time I got ready to take a drink of wine, my inner self said, "Don't do it." My higher self left the building. She was like, "I'll see you tomorrow." But my inner self was like, "Don't do it. Don't do it." And I did it.
That's funny. That is so funny.
Don't do it.
We had a very small little gathering, and just just family and close friends, and then people popped in, but it was nice to see you, Jojo. Yeah, it was a real nice environment, and we kept it small, and sure enough, midnight comes and we do the midnight ritual, and then it's like, can I go to bed now? But I stayed
My
up.
mom
I
went to
stayed up.
bed East Coast time. When it was after East Coast New Year's, she was
Yeah.
out, and the rest of us tried. We hung on until Arizona time, but after that, it was downhill. It was all
We
downhill.
Well, it's after Arizona. After the midnight thing happened for here in Arizona, I waited a little longer, and then I went in to sit down to turn the TV off, and I realized that it was getting close to New York time being repeated. And so I watched as they repeated the. I'm just one of those things. I don't know. New York Times Square to me is just that's New Year's, and so I stuck around
It's
and
over
watched. And
again
Anderson
after that.
Cooper was balado. He was totally wasted,
Okay.
drunk as a skunk. And Andy Cohen was drunk, and Andy Cohen started going off on Mayor De Blasio. And I was like, oh my God, how dare he? And I'm thinking, Lord, somebody take his mic away because these two guys are toasted. They are so wasted. And it wasn't even midnight yet. I mean, just getting to midnight, and I was like, "Oh, cheesy whiz!"
They said
I'm thinking these
we
guys
have to
were
get it
toasting.
in early.
Uh huh.
Early.
So I watched the New Year's ball drop in repeat, and then I'm like, okay. And next thing I know, I'm being woken up saying, "You gonna go to bed?" I'm like, "Oh, did I fall asleep on the couch?" Oh my goodness.
And it was cold and rainy, and I don't like the rain. I'm with you. I am tired of the rain.
Me too. I'm like, this is Arizona, damn it. I mean, rain is nice. Don't get me wrong, but we're not Houston. We're not the East Coast. And not Michigan, from where you're from originally. It's like there you expect some moisture, but here, not this much. It's time for the
Yes.
rain to kind of give us a break.
Yes. And they already canceled my mom's flight. She's supposed to leave Sunday to go back to Michigan. They already canceled her flight last night, and I'm
Oh,
like,
geez.
how do you already know that you're not going to be
Exactly.
able to do it? But
Yeah.
we'll
Jeezy
see.
whiz. It's crazy. It's crazy. Well, Angie, what's the vibes? Everybody, if you don't know already, but Angie and I both do tarot reading, but we also both do psychic stuff. But Angie is amazing with her psychic abilities. So Angie, what are you feeling for the year? What kind of vibes are you getting so far? What do you think is going to be happening this year?
So when I woke up, I felt well, I put on my Golden Girl shirt in honor of Betty
I
White.
know, Betty
And
White. Oh
then
my
I
God.
felt good. Like I felt like it was going to be a very um different year than last year. Like last year we were kind of, mentally still dealing with the pandemic stuff, but this year I feel like it's going to be like a renewed sense of, even though we're just going to battle through, we're going to go ahead and power through. If this is our new normal, this is what we're going to do. So there's a lot of stuff. I even pulled cards this morning and there were a lot of X's. So new, 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 new. So I'm excited about the new. I was having a conversation with my guys today and was like, look, don't start with me on January 1st. We're about to pull this together and we're all going to be on the same page. And they were like, okay. And my mean one was, well, she's not mean. Her name is Irene. She is stern. She's not mean, she's stern. She's just very matter of fact. And so, she wasn't there. So the rest of the nicer ones are there. My favorite, Samuel was there.
Oh, was he?
That I got for, yes, he's always there. And he's so gentle and just okay, Angie. Okay, Angie.
He's such a grandfather to you.
I just be waiting for a piece of butterscotch candy to fall out the sky.
For those people, to catch you up on Samuel specifically, Angie, of course, has an ability she has an amazing gift to see and to hear spirit. And so when I was a number of months ago, there was some sightings in my house of a hey, divinely guided, how are you? Happy New Year. Anyway, there was a sighting of a spirit, a repeated sighting of a spirit, and some activity of a spirit in my house. My son was picking it up, his friends were picking it up, and then some ladies who were coming weekly, they were actually seeing the spirit. And so they said, hey, you've got a problem here. And not a problem, but you have a spirit. And so I'm sharing it with Angie and my mentor, and also I was sharing with Angie. And Angie was dropping the hints of like, oh, wow, this is, and I'm like, okay, you want to come over, Angie? And Angie's like, hell yeah. And as soon as work was over, her and her sister was on the road and coming over. And so I left her alone in the room, the one room specifically where the spirit activity was. And because I tried connecting and I couldn't. And I'm like, okay, but it doesn't surprise me. I can connect to other spirits, but when it's something about reading for me or connecting spirits for me, I can't do it. Like a friend of mine a week ago called me because he has spirit in his house or his mom's house. And I'm like, so I told him exactly who the spirit was and whatever. And the next morning he sent me a picture that after I had told him and he started communicating with the spirit showed itself. And it was like, holy crap. But yet I can't in my own house. And I thought it was strange. So Angie came and Angie spent about an hour in the room. And then I came in and we started talking. And through Angie, I was asking the spirit questions. And Angie got to know the spirit well, and we talked and talked and talked. Before you know it, Angie told him, you should cross over, and we thought that was the case. And then the next morning, what happens, Angie?
I'm getting dressed, and I'm standing at the dresser about to get clothes to put on, and I feel someone over my left shoulder, like I feel a presence, and I'm like, Samuel, is that you? And he said, yes, Miss Angie, and I said, okay, you can stay, Samuel. And he said, okay, Miss
Now he had asked her the night before.
Miss Angie, I don't know why.
He asked her the night before if he could come home with her spirit wise, and she's like, no, you need to go back. You need to go back to the other side. And we thought he had.
You can't go with me.
But he didn't listen.
And here he is, as gentle as he can be. He's just kind of around and just, watches. Maybe he kicks the banana peel out the way so I don't slip on it.
There you go. Or maybe he helps keep your spirit guides in line a little bit. Maybe he helps relax them.
Maybe he's my gatekeeper, but
there you go. Your gatekeeper, absolutely. He kind of keeps them in line, says not today or not at this moment. Give it a little time. Grandpop says.
I don't mind because I never met either of my grandfathers, so I don't mind that he's.
Oh, very cool. And Samuel was a very pleasant experience here. When he was here, he wasn't. He would move things, and he would downstairs. The boys kept thinking I was, peeking in on them in the room by moving the door. And here it was Samuel. Samuel told Angie that he was trying to get out of the room, but he couldn't leave the room. So he was shaking the door trying to get out. And then Samuel also was irritated with them one day, and he slammed the toilet seat down, which scared them all to death. And then when they went into the bathroom, the toilet seat was not slammed down at all, it was up. But he had made that noise to get their attention. And then when he was here, it was interesting because Angie was sitting in the room and I was sitting on the couch. And then I asked her about, I said I was getting the feeling like he rubs his feet a lot. And she said, yes. And she said, and that's why he was connected to me, because he sat in the same chair I always sit in that room. And it was funny because Angie could not have guessed that even if she wanted to, because we never sit in this room usually. But when I sit in this room, I only sit in one chair. And she's like, oh no, that's the one he sees you sitting in all the time. And I'm like, oh my God, isn't that amazing?
And he dressed like he dressed like in, like, you know, he was from the 1800s, so he dressed like in, like, you know, formal clothes, and the shoes he had on were very formal shoes, you know, dress shoes, you know, even though he was a servant. And so his feet hurt, and that's why he would sit in the chair to rest.
Yeah, and it was interesting because I could see movement in the corner of that, right behind the chair, and I kept telling Angie, I think he's there, and he's like, yes, because when he was a servant, they stood in the corner. They were shadows. They were shadows, and they were not to be seen or whatever. But if somebody needed something, they had to come immediately. So they were kind of like invisible, and that was his invisible role.
And that's how he is around me. Like he's there, but he's not there. And sometimes I'll be like, Samuel, why didn't you say? And he'll just kind of, you know, and he's just there in the background. He doesn't really say much unless I address him. He doesn't intrude like some of my other guys.
Yes.
Like,
and on that night when Angie was there, I asked Angie to have him present himself to me, because again, I don't usually see spirits. I just know information. It comes in downloads. But and he said that he's trying. And then we were waiting and we were talking to him about other things. And then I was looking around the room and I'm like, I don't see any movement in the corner. And again, I never could see him in the corner. I could just see movement and shadow movement. And then I was looking around the room and I looked toward the back of the room, and there's a bathroom there with a mirror. And when I looked in the mirror, there he was. So he was able to show, I was able to see him through a mirror, but I couldn't see him otherwise. But he was right there. And I was like, oh, Angie, look. And then Angie looks and she can't see him in the mirror, but yet she can see him straight. And so it was like two different worlds. It was crazy. So that was interesting. So now Samuel spends time with Angie.
That's okay.
I'm just a nice person. I give. Lord, you know, it's interesting, Angie. I think you may have even said on that Twitch, but I think it was October. In October, I had mentioned, you know, I was getting this feeling about the new year and so forth. And I told folks, I said, you know, unfortunately, I saw COVID kicking in again and really going to mess up the holidays for a lot of people. And I was thinking, even at that time, I said, I hope I'm wrong. I hope it's not right. And sure enough, a few weeks later, Omicron pops up. And sure enough, the world turns upside down again. But the good part is in that same messaging, I said March, you know, it's February, March, April timeframe. This is going to finally be the last hurrah. And so I truly believe that. I still believe that. I still sense that. I still feel that. And that's what Spirit was telling me then. And I'm sticking with it because Spirit has not changed me on that. He has been resolute, saying, this is still where we are. This is still where we're going to be. So, when the year changed,
I'm sorry, go ahead. People who have passed since then. So yeah, it's still rampant.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Here, our beds, our ICU beds are up again, and the usage the hospitals are crazy. But the good part is, I think that we're in the final throes of getting to the new normal. That's kind of what it is. Yes. So, and there's going to be some other changes.
That masks are going to be our new normal, and I was just like, well, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'll call it. It adds an air of mystery, like
mystery.
I wonder what they look like under there.
Yes, LTM, I do truly believe it's winding down. And again, I have been told nothing to. My spirits have consistently told me the same thing, and they have not changed. And they have been resolute about it, by the way. They've been very resolute. Even and it was funny, when I got ready to say it that day, I was very hesitant because I'm like, you know what? I really don't know if I want to go there. I don't even want to talk about it, you know. But they were saying, no, you need to put this out there because people need to be aware, because people were planning things. And I think even somebody in that group that day, that chat, they were wanting to talk about a trip for that holiday. And so Spirit came out and said, no, give that warning. Speak what I'm telling you. And so I did. And again, I think it's October. It's in the middle of October, and it was like an hour. Because I looked it up afterwards. What happened is a few weeks later, when it first happened, when On the Crown first popped up, I don't remember who it was, but one of the folks who sit on our chat, on the Twitch chats on Thursdays, popped in, and they reminded me that I'd said that. And I went back and I found it, and it was at an hour and 4 minutes, I think, is the marking of that video, is when I said that, because we were getting close to the end. And I said, this is what I'm getting, and it keeps pushing me, and I've got to say it. Because again, I kept resisting. I didn't want to say it, because I don't know. I just wasn't, I was like, no, I don't want to.
You never know how people receive it. Like, oh,
exactly.
And so, but you were right. You were very right. See? And remember, that's what Samuel came to tell you, that you were expanding. Your abilities were going to get bigger. And so you are hearing better.
Yeah, I thought it was something about my waistline, because that's expanded too. Oh my goodness, Lord have mercy. Well, everybody, you all came here to visit with us and say hello, and we're so glad that you did. Do your spirits pick you or the situation in deciding when to come through? That is a really good question. Each of us are different. Angie's spirits pop her upside the head if she's not paying attention. I mean, they're shouting at her, and sometimes she's like, back off. So share your experiences, Angie, with that.
Well, so with Irene, she is the very stern, and she's Russian. I do know that from her accent, because I can hear her very well. When she came through, she replaced Ike. Ike was the very first one that I named, and Ike was more of a collective of people. Like sometimes it was a single voice, sometimes it was multiple voices. But Irene replaced Ike, and I asked why, and she said that I needed someone who was a little bit more forceful, who was a little bit more matter of fact. Like Ike, kind of went back and forth with me, and I named him Ike because, he just he was giving me a hard time. So that's all. But Irene was just a little bit more. She's a person that'll rip the Band-Aid off if she doesn't care. She says it how it is, and that's what it is. Either you're going to accept it or you're not going to accept it. And that's what she was. She's very matter of fact. She doesn't care about my feelings. She just says that's what it is. Like, whatever it is, like, however it is, bad news, good news, you need to know this. You know how they say he's just not into you. She's the person that would just be like, let it go, just move on. And so she's very stern in that way, and I appreciate that, because I always say it either is or it isn't, and she's just listen, Angie, it isn't. Listen, Angie, it is. Listen, Angie, you need to do. And she just does not argue with me. She says it, puts a period at the end, and she moves on. She does not play with me. Where Ike was more of a, we would go back and forth, and I would be like, well, why this and why that? And he would try to explain it to me. She doesn't explain anything to me. I said what I said, and it is what it is. It's just like when you clarify, and the clarifying card is the same card. I said what I said, and that's how she is. And she just
exactly
care about my feelings. And so that's how my people come. They come as I need them, whatever I need. Do I need someone to push me? Do I need somebody to be more gentle? Do I need someone to be more of a guy, more of a soft voice? Like Samuel is just that soft voice that I just like to be like, well, Samuel, like that. So they come as whatever I need.
Yeah. And to add to that point, LTM says, are they spirit also in learning phase why they reach out? What happens is your spirit guides change throughout your life. You usually don't have the same ones. There may be one or two consistent, but generally speaking, they change. They come in and out based on your needs at the time, or your wants or desires or whatever. Especially if you're in a situation where you're maybe deviating from your life path or your life contract, or you're going in a way that maybe isn't in your best interest, or you're looking to expand something, because it's two-sided. It's you're going in the right direction and they want to help you to continue moving there, or you're headed off in a different way and they want to kind of nudge you back. They all have, when they come in, they have different functions, they have different roles, and they do different things. And also sometimes when you call them in, when you call spirit in, the different spirits will hear you, and they will say, okay, this is something I know, this is something I can help you with, and they come in and help you. Now, they may not have been reaching out to you initially, but when you open yourself up for the spirit to come in, that spirit finds its way because it's like, this is an area of expertise I know, or whatever. Now, there are times also where you have them come in and out of your life continuously. So they'll be there for a little while and then they'll go away and they'll come back. One thing that you see is those people who are those soulmates that you hear about, those soulmates that have lived with you in previous lives and they come back in this life and the next and some other lives, those come in and out and in and out and in and out. And so again, don't be surprised when it happens. And when it does, you're like, okay, this is the person. That means they're not here on this plane with you in this lifetime, but they were once and they will be again. It's just that on this time and this plane, they're not here with you, but they come in and they protect you. And this sometimes happens more often than you can imagine, and it's interesting because sometimes even your kids and grandkids are your parents and grandparents reborn because of the same thing. So they are coming back to you again. They're coming back. They're meant to be with you again. And there were spirits before, and all of a sudden a new birth, and now they're here because now they want to rejoin you. So that's something to keep in mind. And of course, it takes a leap because you have to think, okay, what we're told based on, when we're growing up is like, wait a minute, no, there's only this one whatever. And it's like, but once you open your mind a bit and you think about it, it's amazing what is out there. The world is the universe, it's amazing. It's just amazing.
Yeah. And that's how I read it. She does come in and out. She comes in when necessary. She's not always around. And I can tell the difference when it's like what I will call God, higher power, universe versus one of my guides versus my ancestors versus whoever I'm reading to ancestors. I can tell the difference with who it is, and I'll describe. Like that is kind of disclaimer that I give at the beginning. Like if it's the higher self, I'll say God, universe, whatever you call your higher power. If it's my guides, I'll say that these are my people saying. If it's my ancestors, I'll say it's my ancestors, because my ancestors usually appear very distinct in their tribal or in their native and however they were in their native time. And then like if it's someone from your past, like a relative or whatever, I'll describe it, and then we'll acknowledge who it is, and then I'll tell you that that's who's speaking. So I always know the difference between who's speaking. And since they all sound different to me, so I know.
Now, the interesting thing is, again, Angie has this amazing gift of hearing and seeing. And then LMT asks, makes sense. So can anyone try to open communication with spirit? And how would one do this as a novice? And more importantly, how do you know it's spirit and not just your inner dialogue? And that's a fantastic question. And it's also a great way of looking at how the gift is different. For me, I can't hear and I can't see. And often I'll use the words hear and see, but it's not hear and see as we do in this world. I get a lot of downloaded information. I was once an attorney and I was once an engineer. And so with that engineering background and that attorney background, I'm used to grabbing information, figuring out what it means, moving it around, and then it makes sense. And so I think because that is the way in which I think, the way in which I operate, that spirit gives me that information and makes me work. So I don't get it. But once I have the information, make a piece of paper in front of me, I can see it. So I don't see it as happening, and I don't see spirits and I don't hear them, but I just know. All of a sudden, I just know it's there, and so it's amazing. And then sometimes when Angie and I we're in our class sessions and sometimes we sync up, and all of a sudden what I'm getting the download in, she actually can see it, and then she's like, I can see it, and I'm back and forth. Sometimes we're on the opposite sides of the room working with different groups. And all of a sudden, we're reading for each other she's reading somebody, and I'm tapping into what she's reading because we connect in a way that is just amazing. And so it is crazy sometimes to kind of have this information just flow in. And at first, again, you don't know where it's coming from or what it is, and you have to figure out, for me, again, because it just comes in and it's information and not anything else. And then I have to figure out, okay, who's it for, what it's for, and whatever. And it's interesting because it comes in. I get information on spirits. I get information on in my mediumship work. And I'll give you an example. There was once this, we were sitting there in class one day, and this woman was there. I had not seen her before. And we went to this mediumship. We were doing mediumship practice. And hey, Keys, nice to have you join us. Keys just joined us. Anyway, so we would sit there, and it's Kina, by the way. I should have been clear about that. Anyway, we.
On YouTube.
So we were sitting there, and all of a sudden I got a download of information about a kid standing beside this woman, and it was a 15-year-old kid in a football uniform. And I'm looking at this kid and looking at the information in my head, and I'm visualizing this kid because I'm getting the information about what he looks like, and how he just died recently, and it was a tragic situation, a blow to the chest, that kind of stuff, and on and on. And then I realized he hadn't passed over, and that's why he was there. And but all that came by information. It didn't come from me seeing the person. Now, if Angie was there that day, and I don't think you were, I'm not sure that you were, I don't think you were that day, Angie probably could have popped over, were you? She probably could have seen it. Now, our mentor, though, I called her over and I said, I'm having a problem here because this spirit's not telling me anything. He's here. And she's like, oh, is he the one right there beside her? And he's the football player. He's like this. I mean, she starts telling exactly what I just said to the group. Here it was my thoughts, and here she could visualize. And we helped him cross over because the poor kid had died. He was missing his chain. He was missing a cross on a chain that his parents had given him, and he was looking for it, and it was lost in the crash. And so it was crazy. He couldn't make that.
And remember, he was really confused. That was
yes, he was very confused. Because he didn't even know he was dead.
That he was dead. Yes, that was it.
Yes,
yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Yeah. So finally we made him, he would not turn to the light. We talked about the light and we talked about that. We made him finally turn around, and he finally did. And then his mom, trying to reach out to her. And then she called through to him and told him to come on over, because what happened is his mom was in the same crash. She died 4 days later. She went to the hospital and died, but she crossed over, but he didn't. And so he was kind of stuck in that space. And I'll never forget, but again, people can see, people can hear, but for me, it was all this data. And so each of us have our different skill sets and our different ways in communicating.
And I know the difference between whether it's me talking, because when I talk to me, I sound like me. I sound just like I hear myself sound. When it's one of my guides or higher selves talking, it sounds different. When it's actual higher self, like God, universe, it sounds like a overwhelmed, like it just sounds like something from the clouds, like however you would imagine that voice coming from. And it is a male voice that I hear when I hear God, the universe, higher self. When I hear my guides, whether they're female or male, I hear their voice. That's how I know it's them. And then if it's a vision, I sometimes the visions is just too much for me. Like I've been in birth canals, I've been all kinds of places, and I'd be like, is this really the birth canal? Like
Angie,
just showed me that a different way.
LMT has just asked, has spirits ever scared you?
Yes, but only when I'm home alone. So like it's usually me and my son, and I think he was gone one day, and I could tell that there was one in the other room, and I asked that they did not come at that time, just because I don't like to do it when I'm home alone. Not that I think they'll hurt me, but you never know if it's going to be a very strong, I guess, overwhelming experience for you. And so I don't want to be alone when I do it. And so I've only asked them if I'm in my home alone, not to show up. But other than that, no, not really. I just kind of, you know.
And then Divinely Guided is
even now.
Divinely Guided has mentioned that your volume is low. And sorry, Divinely Guided, I've tried turning up as loud as I can get on my side here technically, and Angie's tried tweaking it too, but for some reason we're not getting it as loud as we'd hoped.
Let's do this.
And then back to you, LTM. If you're interested in doing, if you're interested in connect, I didn't hear much of change.
Or is that worse?
It's not worse. I didn't hear any change.
Okay. Speakers on.
Anyway, LMT. When everybody has the ability to connect to spirit, it's what happened is I believe we're all born with it. Most of us believe that in our group, at least, we believe that, and so what happens is we you suppress it at one point in life. Maybe as a child, you're told that you hear voices or whatever, and you're like, you're crazy, or don't do that, or whatever, or just and so we kind of suppress it. Hello, Kara. Kara just joined us. Kara the best 26. Anyway, people suppress it, and they're as kids. And then we just kind of stay there. And what happens is when you come to realization this is something you'd like to pursue, you reach out and you start working on that energy, and you start reconnecting to that energy. And it's like any of your other senses. If you do something for a period and you don't do it, you lose it a little bit, and you have to learn it and regain it. And so one of the things that we do, like Angie and I are part of a group that meets here every Monday in Phoenix, in Tempe actually, and we actually work to keep working on our skills and keep them fresh and keep them new. And so we do an hour of psychic work and an hour of mediumship work, but there are exercises you can do. The most important thing is to meditate. Try to get some meditation done, and once you meditate and you start connecting and get silent, and then you open your mind, then you invite spirit in. And when I say invite spirit in, you're going to say, this is the crazy part, because you have to suspend disbelief. You have to say, you know what, put my ego aside and let me listen for whatever comes in. It may make no sense at all in my world, but it could in the person I'm sitting in front of. And then you say, spirit, are you here? Would you like to speak to me? Would you like to give me information? And again, I have asked spirit over and over again, will you talk to me? Teach me how to hear. And it's like, boom, nope, we'll give you download, but we're not giving you this gift. And Angie's like, believe me, you don't want that gift from time to time. But what I'm telling you is that you may get your sensation, you may get your healing, your feeling, whatever, in a different way. It may not come in the way you want, but if you work to listen and to open your mind to it, and you tell spirit, I'm ready for you, what do you have for me? Information will come. Now, again, it could come through like a blast, like I get it. It could come through hearing. It could come through sight. It could come through them walking right up, and you're like, holy crap, who are you? And yet they're not real. And I will give you another example of that. I was at the post office weeks ago. I told Angie about this. I told everybody about this because it blew me away. I'm standing in the post office, and there's this woman standing in front of me, and she has this little box. And then beside her is this gentleman who's about a little bit younger than she is. And he's standing there, but he's holding a sippy cup. A baby sippy cup. And I'm not someone who, again, I don't usually see, but he's standing there as a sippy cup. And I'm thinking, interesting, why would a grown man be standing beside this woman with a sippy cup? And she wasn't talking to him, but they were together. You could see they were physically, when they're posturing, so you know that they're together. And I'm thinking, well, this is just kind of strange. I'm thinking, wait a minute, well, it's Arizona and it's warm here. If he has a sippy cup, is the baby in the car? Is there a baby someplace? And now my mind's going all over the place. And so I'm wondering, and all of a sudden, then the woman up at the postal counter waves her up, and she walks forward. And then I notice I'm watching her, and my mind's still on sippy cup, and I'm thinking, wait a minute, where did he go? And he disappeared. Now the only other way he could go was behind me, and he didn't cross, and he didn't go the other way. So where the hell did he go? So I'm now fascinated by, again, did he go out for a sippy cup? And I'm watching her. And I'm listening to her, and the woman's like, do you want this mail, regular mail, which would be X dollars, or for $1 more, it'll be priority 3 night. And she's like, I'll do that. And she said, it's my granddaughter's sippy cup. My son had just died, and she knows, and this is her one thing, and she knows that it would help pacify her if she had her sippy cup. And what I saw was her son, the one who just passed, with the sippy cup, he brought her to the post office. He came with her to the post office in spirit to make sure that she took care of his daughter by making sure that sippy cup was moved. And so as soon as she moved to the thing, he did his job, and I believe he left. But at the time, I'm telling you, the guy was physically there in the way that I did not even believe he wasn't there. Now, Angie tells me the next part I screwed up, because she's like, you should have told the woman, you should have went up to her. But to be honest with you, I was blown away by the whole experience, because again, I don't usually see, and I couldn't believe what was happening in the moment. And I'm thinking, what do I do with this? And like, I'm not Long Island medium. I considered it that kind of moment, but I'm like, I'm not her. What do I do? And when I go to this woman, she's going to say, who knows how it could go? And I'm thinking, no. I'm just going to be here and just realize that in this moment, I had such an awakening. But most importantly, I get a chance to see a spirit at work, helping his mom deliver peace to the child. And I thought, how amazing was that? So again, that just comes from working. That's a gift that was natural. It was not a gift that was somehow given to me. It was a gift that I just slowly developed, and everybody can, and I believe you can as well, LMT. Yeah. If you so choose to do that. Yeah, we're going to, Kara, we're going to do tarot readings. We were kind of talking about spirit and about developing our psychic and mediumship skills, as well as tarot cards. And so we kind of were chatting back and forth about that, and people were asking questions. So we were that. But yes, we are going to also be doing tarot readings and also psychic readings if Angie wants to do those too, because then sometimes Angie's psychic readings are far better than her tarot readings because
cards,
spirit talks to her.
We'll see whichever way it goes. So
Exactly. And then LMT said, I struggle with the notion of opening up with my religious teachings. Your divination is wrong, but I do believe in spirit being good. Did you struggle with that too? And that's the point we're talking about. Is earlier we throw up, the society throws up these spiritual things because we're told that this goes against our religion and whatever. And Angie has an even stronger story about that because she was even deeper into the church, and it was like it kept her in the metaphysical closet. We call it the metaphysical closet because you're afraid to tell people because you're afraid for them to look at you. And eventually you're just like, screw that. I'm not going to be afraid of this anymore. This is who I am. But yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, because I've had visions since I was 5, or I guess 5 is a number that I can remember, but I've had them since I was a young child. And, like going into a place and thinking, like, I've been here before. I've been here before because you've seen it. And when you're a child, they just tell you it's deja vu, or you learn that it's deja vu. I can remember going to my pastor and telling them I could see things that were happening in the future. And again, he patted me on my shoulder. He read to me a scripture. I think it was Jeremiah 29:11, and sent me on my way. And I went back to religion. Like, I kept being stronger in it. But if you really listen, if you really understand what you're hearing in the Bible, that, how were they communicating? They were hearing, they were seeing, they were getting visions. We're doing the same thing. And if this is what, honestly, we are the living, breathing embodiment of what the Bible says. The very last thing it says is, I've given you the power to heal and to do all these other things. We are that. We are the actual living, breathing embodiment of that. Who gets to say, who gets to see? Like in the church, they may say, oh, this perfect is prophetic. They can see this, they can see that. But why is it only that person? We all are supposed to develop that relationship one-on-one with God. So why is it that you believe that that person can hear, and that where my abilities come from, it's not the same source? It's all the same source. It's just tuning in and hearing. Isn't that what you want to do? Isn't that what meditation is supposed to be? Isn't that what revelation, when you're reading the Bible, is supposed to be? I'm reading it, I'm getting an understanding. My understanding comes through hearing. Your understanding may come through a memory. Your understanding may come through a smell. Your understanding may come through a song. Those are all different ways that you're being spoken to. We just disregard them and say, oh, you know what, I was reading this scripture and I thought of this song. Well, that's a message. Those are all messages that you're
Yes.
receiving. You just disregard them. And in class, we've just learned to tune in more to them. But that religious stronghold, still, even now, sometimes I'll be like, well, and I've even asked my God, like, why did you let me get so deep into religion and such? Because I felt like religion was suppressive to me, and they said you needed that authority. You can't speak to somebody unless you know what you're talking about. And so I've accepted that. That's why I needed to learn so much about it. And so sometimes I have to reference back, and people are more understanding when I give them a parable from the Bible or a story from the Bible. They're like, oh, okay, they understand it more, because that's just their knowledge base. Like, your spirits are going to draw on whatever information you have, and that's how they're going to present it to you. And
Yeah.
that's okay.
Yeah, and again, you just have to, it's one of those things that you have to, and it's funny because we take parts of religion that we want to believe, but yet other parts are saying exactly supporting what we're saying. First of all, there's life beyond this. They tell us this is not the Christianity tells us this is not the end. Most religions tell you this is not the end. You're going to go someplace else, or you're going to be reincarnated, depending on which religion is. But this is not the end. And yet, when you say, okay, I'm connecting to people because they didn't end, the spirit is there, they moved on. Well, how in the hell do you explain that when your religion tells you that it moves on, that now you can't talk to them? And because apparently there is a veil between the two, and when you pierce that veil. So it's funny how we have religion that contradicts itself. And so if it tells you, it says first of all, you can't be prophesizing, but your preacher gets up there and prophesies. Your pope and your priests, they prophesize and they tell you, but yet for some reason you can't. It's like, wait a minute, I'm in God's image. I am, so it's funny how for no matter what religion you're in, it contradicts itself. But if you go core to most religions, energy exists. It doesn't, and this is science now. Energy does not get created or destroyed. It just changes. And so again, we are energy, our spirit, our energy around us. When we read, when Angie reads, when I read, when anybody reads, we read the energy around us. That's what's telling us all this information, because that energy connects with spirit. It connects to other energies. And so it's all this energy, all this amazing energy that sits out there, and it doesn't just end. It doesn't stop. It goes someplace else. It mutates or whatever. But again, it doesn't get destroyed. It doesn't get destroyed. And if you sit there and you put a meter between your two fingers, you'll see there is something there. And then when you pass away, if they put the same meter there, there's nothing there. So where did the energy go? Again, it goes back to that. So it's funny. And then Kara was saying she sees dead people, and then she sees spirits in her dreams. Well, again, they're talking to you. What you see is probably real. Again, if you open yourself up to it and embrace it and say, you know what, I'm guessing that, and you're going to get more information. Spirits will talk to you in any way they believe they can connect to you. And so do not be surprised if it's in your dreams, or you're driving down the road and you've been not listening, and spirit's been smacking you upside the head, and you've been asking questions or thinking about something, and all of a sudden a radio song will come on the radio, and it fits the perfect situation. You're like, wait a minute, it's just a song. No, it's a sign. So believe me. And then with Angie specifically, if she doesn't listen well enough, spirit goes and gets her sister and tells her sister to call her, because she's like, you're not listening. So I mean, Angie and her sister are so connected that the spirits will go to her sister and make her sister call her and say, you need to listen, because I don't want them bothering me anymore.
Yeah. Like, a lot of people think that, and don't think that one ability is greater than the other. Seeing isn't better than hearing, than just knowing. Like, they are all different, and they are all equally great. Like, I don't think that one is greater than the other. And sometimes hearing is overwhelming. Like, when they're just constantly talking to you, sometimes you do want them to just kind of quiet down. And so, or you're just like, I don't want to hear it today. Don't talk to me today, or whatever.
Oh yeah, Angie
But
unplugs often.
you can control how you receive. Like, you can decide that you don't want to hear today, or that you can ask, like, how you can say, like, I used to write in my journal to a deceased relative, and then he started talking to me. You can call in who you want. You can accept. I always start my readings by asking my guides to make it healing and in love and light. I always want it to be a healing experience. I don't want it to be like just gossip or just whatever. And there are parameters that you operate in. Like, I don't go into, like, you're not going to ask me to tell you how your ex and their new person is doing. There are parameters that I will not go into. Like, you have to be a party to what you're asking about. And then I don't just go around reading people's minds, like sitting there and be like, oh, I wonder what they're thinking. I am very respectful and only tap in if you allow me to. Like, even though you may hear a lot of stuff. Now, if spirit tells me, oh, go and tell this person, I will still ask, because maybe you don't want to know, and then I'll tell you. But, I am very respectful of your piece, of your not wanting to or wanting to know. You don't just go around and just be like, oh, I wonder what they're saying. Like, I feel like that's disrespectful. That's kind of like reading somebody's journal or their diary, or being inside someone's head and they don't know that you're in there. I only tap in if you allow me to.
Right. GP says, hi, Angie and Don. Well, hello, GP. Welcome in.
Tina says she hates it when
oh, you see the text now? Cat chats now?
I can see it, yeah.
Okay.
YouTube, I can see it, yeah.
Okay, good. And the mix is, again, mentioning, Angie, your volume is low. We have tried everything, we don't know what's not working there.
To do. Like, give me 1 second. I'm gonna go and get another set of headphones. 1 second.
Okay, and then Kara, back to you. And yes, well, welcome from Iraq, by the way. If that's where you're presently at, or I don't know if you're from there, or, like you were saying, or whether you're actually still there. But yes, in your religion, you're saying that people go somewhere else and yet still can visit. And sure enough, yep, that's what I'm saying. It's funny. A lot of religions don't see that. A lot of religions are the opposite. They don't believe that. They don't support. They don't agree with that. And is it Karar? I mean, how am I pronouncing? I'm sure I'm butchering it, and I apologize for that. And it's a man's name in Iraq, but I'm terrible with names when it comes. I'm hoping I get it right. Karar.
Okay,
So,
is that better?
No. It's the same.
I
Sorry.
switched headphones, so maybe that'll be better. And this one will be louder than the other one was. I can
Yeah,
hear
I'm
it
going.
a lot
I'm.
better.
Yeah, I was looking to see if I could change anything from my side for you, but I can't. I only have the one thing to turn it up, and I've got it like 1.5 for you. 150%. So, um,
Okay. Well, hopefully that works better now.
well, hopefully, and Karar, hopefully, I am not butchering it too much. I'll put it that way. So, you said English people can't say my name in the right way. I'm certain, and I'm just hoping I'm not totally
Thanks, GP.
abusing it so where it seems disrespectful, because that's not my intent. It's just that I just I'm not the best at that. And then Lamix says, it's like my aunt. How is Jehovah's Witness? How said to me in the face, you're going to hell for being open to spirit world. Oh my gosh, Angie, tell them you've heard that.
Listen, I've been there and back, believe me. Sometimes this journey feels like one of the things that we decided when we just started Just Spiritually Speaking was that we wanted to be honest about the journey. And the journey is not always nice and sunshine and lollipops. Like it is very high and low, and like some days it's just really rough and you're wondering, like, am I doing what I'm supposed to do? And sometimes religion creeps back in and you're like, am I actually hearing from God, or am I hearing from the devil, or am I hearing for this? Like, so you have to tune in and understand, like, you have to control it. That's why Samuel is here for me, and he just controls it all for me. Be like, you can come in, you can't come in, and I'm okay with that. But religion is a tool, is a tool, like everything else is a tool. And you just have to, use your tools the way that you want to use them. And I have learned to accept that my vision, my hearing, whatever abilities that I have are abilities. They are for helping other individuals. Like,
Hmm.
even with like sending out energy, what do you think laying hands is? It's just sending out energy or healing someone. If he's given us the power to heal, then why aren't you healing? Why are you still praying to do something that he's already given you power to do? That specifically is stated in there. So people, again, pick and choose the parts of the Bible or religion that they want to support, or that goes with whatever point they're trying to make. So if
Right.
I want to make a certain point, I'm going to pick this verse or I'm going to pick that verse, but I'm not going to use it all in its totality. And
Yeah.
I've just learned to be like, either you accept me or you don't. I mean, if you think I'm bad, then you can turn me off, just like I can turn you off or turn you back on.
My exactly. My thing is, you do you, I do me. We're good. As
Well,
long
we're
as
having fun over
you're
here in the
doing you
spirit
part
world.
doesn't inflict on me, I'm good.
Right. We're having fun over here in the spirit world, and my spirits are petty and funny. Like, they are, like, literally. I just got a new job offer for a job that I used to work at, and they were like, "You don't miss a good thing till it's gone," and that's kind of them going, "I told you." And so they will come back and say that to me. Like, they'll remind me, like, this is how you had it. You left and now you're back. So my people will remind me, "I told you. I told you." They are the most "I told you so" people I've ever met in my life.
That's so funny. That is so funny. Oh Lord, that's when you want to turn them off. You're like, okay, no. Hey, Misty, hello, Misty, hello. How good to see you. Happy New Year. Misty is one of our folks that pop online most every Thursday on Twitch. And Misty, this is A5 Angie. This is the Angie that we always see online. She's finally up and live.
I'm ready.
So, oh my goodness, I was shuffling cards here, trying to get some information here. And if you guys want a
I've had
reading,
my tea. I hear them coming in, and I'm just like, okay, hold on. Let us chit chat for a minute. I hear you.
there you go. Does anyone are you called to speak to anyone specific, Angie?
Mm, since you just said Misty, does Care Bear being anything to you? Like, I started tuning in and I heard Care Bear. Um, I also hear go. Like, are you planning on going somewhere or moving somewhere? Like, the it's coming in slowly, but I hear go. So like, you have a decision to either go somewhere. So it's either you're traveling somewhere or you have a decision to make a move to do something different. Um,
She says the Care Bear is what she calls her friend.
okay, I heard Care Bear clearly. Okay, Care Bear. Are you going to visit this person? Okay, let me see what else they're saying to me.
And she's saying she might be moving for school. Yes.
Okay, I hear go clearly. You go. It's a yes. Like you're wavering back and forth, and something about finances. I can hear the word finances. You'll be fine. You'll get the funding that you need. Go. It is where you're going closer to people, because I feel like you're leaving more of a single of a place where you're kind of alone to be more like you'll be more of a group. Like they're showing me the Three of Cups. Like I don't always pull cards, they'll show me the cards, so they're showing me the Three of Cups. Like there'll be more of a celebration or more of a unit of people that you'll be closer to when you go. It's a new skill. I hear that it's a new skill, but it's something that you've wanted to do and you've just kind of been wavering on whether you should do it. I definitely hear the word success. It seems like it'll be you'll graduate in 2023, or something about 2023 is when you'll be done, but definitely a go, definitely successful, definitely celebration. Like the cups are celebration and it's good. And now I hear like they're showing me the 9 of Pentacles, which is money falling out of the sky. Like I literally see the money falling out of the sky. Like this will be an improvement in your finances when you're all done. I clearly see all of that, Misty. So um don't waver on it. Just go for it and decide to make the move. It is a good thing for you. Fresh
Yeah.
start. I hear that too. Like it'll be exactly what you need. Like I feel like you're, because they're showing me like the 9 of Swords in the back. Like that's your, they're showing me a split screen. So the 9 of Swords is your past and going forward is your celebration. And so you're kind of leaving behind some the word they're using is tragedy. You're leaving behind some tragedy, some overwhelmingly tough times to go to this new time. They're giving me goosebumps. So goosebumps to me mean that I'm on the right track and that you are moving forward, and that what I'm saying is kind of, because I can't ask you if I'm on track. They're telling me that I am on track. And so moving forward is yes. And they're showing me that celebration over and over again. So it is a yes for you to go ahead and move forward.
The one thing else that I was picking up while Angie was talking is that the Seven of Swords kind of the image I was getting, and that is there are going to be people around you who during this time who are going to try to dissuade you. They're going to try to convince you that this is not really good for you, or you need to be careful, whatever. Don't do that. Again, it's I was getting the information about the seven, about the energy of people chatting with you and trying to talk to you, but then the Seven of Swords was popping up. And so when you get that kind of energy, and it doesn't always, it's not intentional, it's not as though they're intentionally trying to give you a bad advice or give you whatever, but they're giving you, they're not putting your interests first. And again, it's not intentional. It's not mean. It's not malicious. But be careful about those voices, because that's the voice. Those are the voices of the people around you that that are, again, not going to lead you in the right way. You need to, when this opportunity comes, jump on it, take it, move forward. Again, finances could be a hurdle, but you will figure it out. The finances, I saw them, I saw what I saw was detour. I saw a detour. I was like, detour. So your initial thought about finances is going to change. You're going to find another way to do it, but you will find the financial support to do it. You will find a way to get it done, and it will happen. So do not allow yourself to be dissuaded. If you indeed make the decision, this is what you want to do it. Do not change. And it's interesting because all of a sudden the Emperor card came in, and the Emperor card is like, I'm in control, I'm gonna do it. It's that power card. So again, it's kind of the right way in my head. I was getting this, and so I think with what you're hearing is right, spot on target, as long as you stay true to yourself and you push forward. Again, it doesn't hurt to listen to people, but in this case, be careful about who is the messenger. That's all I'm saying.
Care Bear seems to be very supportive of you and really tries to talk you into it. And you seem to be on board, and then you jump back, and then you're on board, and then you jump back. Like you're all excited, and then you kind of make you weigh your pros and cons, and then you jump back. Go for it. Go. Like clearly spirit is telling me go forward. This is the higher self spirit that I'm hearing, not just my guides that are saying go forward. This is in your best interest. They keep showing me the Three of Cups,
Yes.
and the Nine of Pentacles. Go forward. This will be a great advance for you financially, because finances seem to be something that you've struggled with, and this right here will be something that will greatly increase your finances. In 2023 will be like when you will see the fruits of your labor.
Okay. Hey, do you have anything for Karar? His internet's getting ready to crap out on him or to end or whatever. I don't know the situation there, but anyway. So, do you have any possibility of anything you're getting for him?
I see immediately when I ask for Karan, and I don't know if I'm saying your name, you driving in a car. It's dark and you're going through the woods, and but the woods are barren. There's no lush green and it's dark, and so you can't even see that far in front of you. You can only see the headlight. You can only see as far as your headlights will see, so you don't know where you're going. There's fear about wherever you're going, because you don't know where you're going. You just know you want to get away from where you're going. Like the way they show it to me is like a scary movie. Like you're trying to get away from whatever's behind you, but you don't know where you're going. So you're going along faster than you want to go, but you don't know where you're going. You just know you're getting away from whatever it is that you're into currently.
Yeah, I felt it was and it's interesting because I was feeling it was spiritually an issue of metaphysical spirituality. It was like it was a message of you're trying to find something. You're trying to find an answer. You're trying to find something's missing. There's a void, and you're trying to find what it is, how you can overcome it, whatever. And it was like it is in reference. You're looking to spirituality for that. You're looking to something in the metaphysical to find your way through it. And my thing was what I was getting was this again that keep moving forward card, and suppress the fear, suppress the unknown, but it was definitely all about a lot about spirituality.
I see a tower card right on my left. There's a tower card, because everything is still dark. But once the tower card happens, it's like literally, I hear the word burning building. Like you're jumping out of a burning building. Like the ship is going down and you're leaving that to go. And then once you jump out of the building, you won't fall. You'll fly. Like they show me clouds and they take you on to where you need to be. The problem is you haven't decided what you want. Spirit is saying, get, and this is what they're telling me to tell you. Everything I say is all spirit. It's nothing that I'm saying. They're saying give them something to work with. You haven't told them what you want, so they don't know where to take you. You're going to jump out of this burning building and you're going to fall on this cloud, but you need to tell them where you want to go. Otherwise, you'll just be in this non space of just going nowhere. Like the car that you're in seems to be a Camaro, like a fast car. Like you really like fast cars initially, and once you decide where you're going to be right on the road where you need to be, because I can see the sunshine and the blue sky, but it doesn't tell me where you're going or where you're at because you haven't decided what you wanted. You're fearful in deciding what you want because you feel like you've made those decisions before and it hasn't panned out the way you wanted it to be. But now you need to understand that your wishes are the universe's, universe, God, your higher powers. That's their command. They'll do whatever you tell them to do. You had to understand the connection between what you ask for and what you receive, and being specific in what you're asking for. You're not being specific. You're saying, I want my own space, and you do. It may not be the space that you want. You have to be specific. I want my own house. I want my own apartment. I want this. I want that. You have to give them something to work with so they can funnel it into you. That's your problem. You haven't given them anything to work with.
Yeah. Yeah, but you're on the right. You're definitely on the right path. You're in an exploratory mode, but you're also moving in a way that makes sense, and it's going to be good for you. So I see that. I definitely see that. And then, so hopefully it helped you, Karar, before you had to lose your time. And it was true. And Divinely Guided reminded everybody that you can replay these videos, because what happens is this gets
One more
recorded
thing.
automatically.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah, yeah.
Something about love. Something about love. Is your decision based on a relationship? Because there's something about love. Like maybe you're jumping. Is there a divorce? I don't like saying that, but it seems like the building that you're journey jumping out of has to do with a relationship, and you're that's kind of where you're wavering at, and they're saying go, move forward. It's in the best for both parties. Like they're showing both sides, and together you seem to be a little bit volatile. But if you just go ahead, each of you will go your own direction and be happy. And then when you see each other later on, you'll be more peaceful because each of you separately will be happy is how they're showing it to me with the relationship.
Yeah, and again, you both on YouTube and on Twitch, you can watch the live stream because again, it usually gets recorded and it's there. So hopefully it helped you, Karar, and thank you for popping in and enjoy your new
And
your
leave a
day and your
comment
New
to
Year.
letting me know if I was okay, if I was right.
Exactly. Yeah, it's always good to have feedback. Absolutely. And then next is JoJo. What are you getting for JoJo, Angie?
I get a female energy. Is JoJo a female?
Yes,
Okay, I want to
I
make
think I have
sure
it right.
because I got
Hopefully,
a female energy. If not, let us know. I do get a feminine energy from JoJo.
yeah.
Let's see. I feel like you're looking for something. I hear it in the right side, and you're looking for a specific item somewhere, either something in the house or something somewhere. You're looking for something specific, and they're saying, "Let it go." You've tied something to this item that you've given it more power than it needs to have. It seems like it's an artifact or it's something from someone, and you've tied a lot of power to it. And you think, if I can't find this, then I don't have the power, I don't have the connection. And you do. I feel like whatever this item is that you're looking for is that person or whoever owned it is still trying to communicate with you, but you think that the only way you can feel them, be near them, and understand them is if you have this item. And they're saying you don't need this item. You can still communicate with them. And it seems to be in a very specific dream state. You're not paying attention to your dreams, is how they're saying it. I'm getting a mothering energy and something pink, so I'm not sure if that's correct, but whatever you're looking for, they're saying stop looking for it. It's specifically been misplaced by spirit because you were giving it too much power, is how they're saying it to me. And so I don't know if that's correct, but that's how they're saying it to me, is that you've given too much power to this item and it's paralyzing you. That's how I see it. So just let me know if I'm correct.
As for the coming year,
The coming year for JoJo, let's see.
yeah,
Stop stalling is exactly what I heard. Are you supposed to be starting a new business or some kind of new venture or something? Like there seems to be something you're very skilled at, like a craft or something that you really enjoy doing. Now that I think there's a connection to it, like you don't like. I hear baking or there's a craft or something that you're very skilled at, and you've been hesitating with moving forward with it because you don't think that you'll be as good as whoever taught you to do whatever this is, or whoever's. I hear recipes that you're using. They're saying stop stalling, just do it. You will be successful at it. And you seem to be getting all these ideas as to how to do it, like, oh, maybe you could have a bake sale, oh, maybe you could do this, maybe you could do that, and you keep kind of just throwing them away, and you kind of keep giving excuses. Like I see a list of reasons why not to do it when your heart is really tugging you to do it forward. There's a lot of emotion with it. Like I see you sometimes tearful when you think about it. You are really overwhelming yourself emotionally, because if you just do it, you would be successful at it. It's going to be work. They are saying that it is going to be slow because they're showing me the Knight of Pentacles, and the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight in the deck. But you will have success. You just have to build, and you have to keep getting over those hurdles and those fears. Like there's a lot of fear and anxiety that I feel inside me when I'm talking about this. So you just need to go ahead and do it. They keep saying stop stalling. Clearly is the word that I hear. Like stop stalling over here, and then I feel the anxiety in my chest. Like every time you get ready to do it, like maybe you'll set all the tools out that you need to do it, and then you'll think maybe not. or you'll do it on a smaller scale than you should be doing it. So they're saying go ahead and do whatever it is that you need to do, and you will make money from it. I think that's another thing, is that you don't think that you can make money from whatever it is that you are wanting to do, and you will. Or maybe you feel like it's wrong to make money from it, and they're saying yes, this is a gift. You seem to ask for multiple sources of income, and they're saying here it is, here it is, here it is. And they're like, I don't know, like the thing that they're showing me is like the person, you ever heard the story about the person in the water, and they're like, oh, I'm waiting on God to come help me, and they send a helicopter, they send a boat, they send all this stuff, and then the person drowns, and it's like, Lord, why didn't you come get me? He's like, I sent a helicopter, I sent a boat, you didn't take all those things. You ask for multiple streams of income, we're giving it to you, and you keep kind of, and the word they're using is poo-pooing them away. I don't know if poo-pooing is something that you say, but they're using that word specifically, poo-pooing them away, as in no, maybe not. You're asking, we're giving, you're refusing.
Well, welcome, Sarcasinic. Sarcasinic is actually Care Bear. And then the
Oh,
Care Bear.
hi.
Yeah. And then Angel Eyes, welcome, welcome, and Happy New Year to you too.
So
The mix,
Jojo, let me
hang in
know
there. We're
if
going to get to you
is that
next. You'll
right?
be next. The one thing that came to me is most important is you got to stop living in the past. This year, you have got to let the past go by. You are so busy living with some of the things that have held you back. It's time to move forward. Again, those things have caused you heartbreak, frustration, anger, whatever. You got to let them go. Let them go. Let them go. Move on. Learn from what happened. Learn from what has happened, what has transpired, and then take those lessons and move forward with them. Because what's going to happen is you're going to rise above all this by having these lessons. These are life lessons. Again, these are life lessons. Again, stop living them over and over again. You've already lived them. You've already dealt with them. So now it's time to rise above it, to move forward and move on to something new, move on to something that is opening itself to you, because it is that time. The next thing I have is that you've planted some of the seeds. Again, you've done some good work. The problem is when you're looking back, again, go back to this card here. When you're spending all this time looking back, you're not looking at what you've already accomplished, what you've already planted, the seed you've already planted, the growth you've already seen. So the one thing you have to keep in mind is you've got to keep doing that. And if there's a lot of things in the air, guess what? There are, because there's good things coming your way. Open yourself up to it. If you don't open yourself up to it, you won't find it. Judgment's coming. Again, you've paid the piper. You've done some of the negative. Now it's time to do the positive. So be prepared for what's coming. The good stuff is coming to you, I promise. This year is going to be good for you, but you have to open yourself up to it. You have to leave behind the bad. You have to leave behind what has happened. It is time to move forward. Are you trying to show a card, Angie?
Yes, they want me to specifically show her this card. It's a star card, and I don't know how to get it on
Left
the
or right?
camera.
Left or right? There you go. You're moving
Okay,
right
wait.
direction. There you go.
Okay.
There you go. There you
So can
go.
you see it fully?
Yes.
Okay. So this is a card they want me to show you, like your heartstrings to the sky. Like this is a card they specifically want me to show you. It's the star card, and they specifically want you to see it. This is how your heartstrings is going to the divine. Like this is you wishing upon a star, and you're very, very sincere in your wish, and this is why it's being granted. They want you to see this. They want you to understand it. This is the Light Seers Tarot. So if you look up Light Seers Tarot and that star card, you can see what I'm showing you. This is what they want you to see. This is your wishes going out to the divine, and this is the connection that they're making. You're wishing upon a star. This is your wish being granted. Go ahead and accept it and move forward. Do whatever it is that you're supposed to do. I really feel like it's baking. I also feel like it's kind of, it may be recipes or something from your mom or some other motherly figure that has given you this information, and you're kind of thinking like, well, I can't quite make it the way they are. And they're saying you can put a twist on it, like you can change it. You don't have to stay specifically to that. You can improve upon or make it your own. Like you seem to have some kind of reservation with either using these, changing these, or being as perfect as you think this person is. And they're saying your wish is being granted. Like you're asking and we're giving. Go ahead and move forward.
And don't forget your overall energy, important for this trip. And that's the Queen of Cups. She is, happiness is coming your way. You're going to go to the happiness. It's going to not be exact. This year will not go exactly as you planned. And that's the water. If you look at the water around it, the water underneath, it's saying there's a deviation. There's a deviation from the plan. Things will not go exactly as you planned, but they're going to be okay and you're going to be good. But you have to have whatever else is, that's the Queen, patience. Anytime you see the Queen, she's telling you patience. So be patient this year, work through the things, be prepared for changes when they come. let them work through. But again, keep moving forward. Push, get rid of the back. It's done. Last year, let it go. Whatever else, let it go, because you're looking, that is why your windshield is bigger than your rearview mirror. Your windshield's bigger because that's where you can change things. You cannot change things in that rearview mirror. It is as it is because it is your past. Keep that in mind, okay? Hope that helps you, Jojo. Mix, you're next. Oh, go ahead, Angie.
Oh no, I like that. And I was gonna say I got goosebumps. You like there will be bumps in the road. This isn't gonna be smooth. Like you're just keep going on. Just keep going.
Yep. Keep moving on. Get her done. So now, Lemix, it's your turn real quick. Let's see what we have for Lemix. What do you got, Angie?
I really see a tiger on the prowl. Like you're really looking for something specific. But I also see you looking out over, like they're showing me the city skyline, like you're looking out over a dark city and you're on the prowl for something specific. I hear career over here, but I also hear like love or relationship over here. Like you're specific, you're laser focused on something or somebody that you want. And there's just lights shining out, like you're like maybe you're watching this person online, or you're keeping tabs on specifically what you want, and you're just kind of you're laser focused on it, like a tiger or something going for their prey is how they're showing it to me. Like you're lying and waiting for your time to pounce, and so you're very patient with it. um there's a goal in mind, like you said, okay, if I don't have it by this date, then I'm going to move on, and you keep pushing the date, you keep pushing the date, because you're just lying in wait for whatever this thing is to do. And what I hear is move forward, move on. um your career should be more important. Like I feel like you're putting a lot of career things on hold for whatever it is that you're lying in wait in over here. But if you would just, what they're saying is if you would shift your focus to over here, your career, then this would naturally happen the way that it's supposed to be. You're putting a desperation on this part of it on the right side, and you just need, like, usually when something is going to grow, they show me lush green grass and growth. They're showing it to me, but it's dark because you won't let the light shine in on it. You're kind of laying, you put so much desperation on it, it's not growing, it's just sitting and it's actually dying. Where if you would take your focus and put it on your career and help it to grow, because that's what's in the light right now. This is the season, these are their words. It's the season for your career. If you would let that do what it's supposed to do. And they're showing me a moon. So I'm thinking by the next full moon, you will be able to see this growth. Your career will start to move. Like the moon is rising high in the sky and it's shining over this water, dark water, which is emotions for me. And there's and it's turning into a waterfall. So you really need to put more focus on your career. Otherwise, they're saying you're just going to fall over the waterfall and you're going to lose it all. So you need to focus more on your career. Is how they're showing it to me. Let me know if I'm right.
Hey, Fizzy, welcome in. I see the Four of Wands. The first thing pops out of the tarot card is the Four of Wands. So I see that family and friends are important to you, and I see that you have a stable environment right now, and that stability is super important to you. When you see the stability card, if you see this usually as part of the rest of the reading, it has a little bit different effect because it means you're looking for it. But when it is your overall energy right now you're feeling very comfortable, you're feeling very stable, and that is something that is important to you. You find that family and friends stability important. The next card is the Page of Wands. You're getting news about a job. There's what Angie was talking about. There's a news about a job or an opportunity, or maybe even starting something else. When you see this coming in, and it gets interesting why they gave me the stability card, but maybe the stability card is that when you see this news coming in, it's going to create change, and that's going to be a bit of a conflict, internal conflict to you, because you're going to think, okay, well, how does this affect me? Because I kind of like status quo sometimes. I really don't want that much change. And so when you see this, the news is coming in about a job or an opportunity. The next card is the Empress card. This is going to be an amazing new kind of feeling, a new energy, a new job, a new experience, and it's going to take you in places you haven't been yet. It's going to expand your knowledge base. It's going to open you up, and so it's going to give you a whole different kind of outlook. And again, it's also going to shake your stability because you're like, wait a minute, I'm not sure I'm ready to go there. I'm not sure this is what I want. So there's this internal conflict about this job. And so again, it's right in line with what Angie was saying. The next is the Three of Pentacles. The Three of Pentacles is like, this is going to be a job of like a profession. It's going to be something about teaching, educating, learning. It's going to be about something about giving advice. It could be counseling. It could be, again, some profession where, again, you're helping people, you're advising, you're doing something to educate them. And so this is the opportunity that we're looking at. This is the opportunity we're talking about. The next card in the deck is the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups. This is not a new skill or a new opportunity, a new kind of way of thinking, because when you see the Eight of Cups is telling you this is a journey you've been on. So apparently you've educated yourself for this, you've gotten yourself ready for this, you've gotten yourself prepared, and you're still on that journey to find this right opportunity. So the question is this that journey? Is this that right opportunity? It seems like it is on your path, again, because this is that eight. This is that continuous journey that you're on. So it seems like this lines perfectly with that. The next thing that I have is the Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands. And when the Seven of Wands pops up, again, you're rising above, you're reaching up, you're moving forward, you're connecting to what it is, again, that's inside you. You're connecting to something that's deeper. So this job is not just going to be a job. This is a job that's going to be connecting to you in a way that other jobs may not have done before. That's what I'm seeing here. So I'm hoping that kind of helps you.
Yeah, you're very content with lying in wait for whatever this is to happen, but they're just saying just shift your focus a little bit to the other side and it
Yep.
will move forward. Yeah.
Yep. It's good to be stable, but sometimes the stable card can be confining because it can hold you back. And so this opportunity, shake off the stable. It's not going to destabilize you. This opportunity will not destabilize you. It's saying it's in the line with what the stability
Is it
is.
in the medical field? Because I feel like I see a hospital or I hear the word medical. Like is it something to do with the medical field? At least can you tell us that? Because
Oh,
I
I'm
feel
seeing
like
the mix that says, please, I hope I get that kindergarten work full time. So are you a kindergarten? You want to be a kindergarten teacher?
okay.
Is that what it is? We're waiting for him to respond. We'll see. But yeah, it says here about kindergarten. Yes, as extra help. Yeah, kindergarten is extra help. That makes sense, and that goes back to what I was saying here. That's that Pentacles card, that education, that helping. That makes very good. There you go.
Right.
Yes, indeed. What a wonderful thing. That's wonderful. Super. Well, hopefully that helped the mix, and hopefully they give you some information there. I think next was
Is it
uh,
LMT from YouTube? He says anything coming through for LMT after Lamix.
yeah, that's fine. And then we have Sarka Cynic, and then also was it Creating Balance, and then also I didn't bring my paper, and then Soar. Um, what is that? It disappeared. Oh my goodness, divinely guided. Yeah, there you go. Sohair. Yes. So it's going to be LMT. Is that what it is? Next, and then
Yes, LMT.
yeah, and then divinely guided, and then Sarka, and then Suhair.
LMT. They show me you kind of in. They're taking me way back to like when uh they were like kind of in like I want to say tents, or when like the religious people would be in their they would be like sacred housings that they built, like the tents or whatever that they would go into. You seem to be in there, asking but you don't seem to be listening. Like they're talking, or spirits are talking to you, or guys are talking to you. Like you are really ready for that journey, but again, you are very afraid to step out of the tent, the religious tent, to get into it. Um, they're not. I hear the word focus, focus, focus. Um, and this is how I usually talk to me. Focus, Angie, focus. They're telling you to focus. Like you're really battling. Like they show me the scales, like the justice or judgment, like you're no justice. You're really battling, weighing which side you want to go on. How should I do it? Where can I do it? But you are very, very, and these are their words, powerful and skilled if you would just allow yourself to at least experience it, receive it, understand it. That is the thing. You really want to do it and you're really interested in it, but you're afraid of what other people will think. And they're saying, you want to know your purpose. It's like you're asking what your purpose, they're showing you what your purpose is, and then you're saying, no, that's not it. I'm not good enough. I'm not supposed to do that. You're shrinking back. So you're asking, they're telling, and you're shrinking back over and over again. And at this point, the spirits are like, I'm tired of this. Like, we've told you what it is. Either you're going to do it, and what they're saying is, or get off the pot, basically, is how they're saying it to me. And I don't know if that's a phrase you use, because spirit is very specific when they give me phrases, and that is a phrase that they kept saying, blank, or get off the pot. And so it's either you're going to do it or you're not going to do it. At this point, spirit is even exhausted with saying, okay, this is your purpose, let's do it. This is your purpose, this is your purpose. Quit asking me what your purpose is if you're not going to heed what your purpose is. And there's something about healing. Like, are you thinking, like, I see the words clearly, Reiki. Are you thinking about like doing some kind of Reiki or some kind of hand with healing? Like, that seems to be where you're what you're interested in. So let me know. But they're also saying to offer, like, you can contact us and we will talk to you and we will help you through, because this is a very tough journey. Like, you don't seem to know anyone who's in support of what you do, and that's what the issue is. There's no one who is actually able to talk to you on that side. Like, you really seem to have people who are just like, no, 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 that's woo woo, as we call it. And you don't have anybody on the other side saying, yes, lean in, lean in. I'm saying, lean in, contact us. We're there to be a voice to help you, to help you understand. You seem to be very interested in it, but you won't move forward with it.
The one thing that I was getting, that I've gotten from the cards, of course, is the Seven of Pentacles. The Seven of Pentacles is a reflective kind of card that tells you it's time for you to also appreciate what you've seen and what you've got, what you've done, what you've accomplished, and do an inventory. It's kind of like a 9, but it's not quite the 9. It's more of a celebratory thing. It's like you need to be reminded that you've put a lot of stuff out there already. You've done some good things, and you need to be appreciating the fact that, again, it's time for you to realize, if you're moving forward, if you're looking to take a step forward, and if you're looking to branch out in this something, you need to understand where you've come from and how you got there. Because as the path gets complicated and as things goes on, you're going to say, what was I thinking? I wasn't prepared. You are prepared. Again, if you do this inventory check, if you do that thing, you're realizing, again, the skill sets that you have already, the things that you have going for you. The Two of Cups, this is a good choice. When you see the Two of Cups, this sometimes can represent lovers. This is not what this is in this situation, because, again, we're doing reflecting. And if you're doing reflecting and you're doing a formalized kind of thing, what it's telling you is that you're doing the right thing. You're looking at moving in the right direction. This is a good union between you and your path. Again, so moving forward in a new direction, moving forward into something that is going to captivate you based on, again, understanding where you've come from and what you've already accomplished. That's going to be a good thing for you. It's going to be a good union for you. The Ten of Wands, you're closing out a chapter. Again, when you see the tens in tarot, tens are closing. You're closing out a cycle. You're closing out a chapter. And you are closing out something here. You're bringing closure to something, because, again, when you see 2, which is new energy, that makes sense. You have to close something to open something else. And so this makes very good sense that, again, this inventory is going to help you find your way to this new idea, this new path, which is going to bring closure to the past. And it's going to bring a lot of luggage is going to all of a sudden go away. A lot of the things that you didn't even expect you were carrying around with you are going to be dropping off. because again, you're letting him go. You're letting him go. It's time to let him go. And there's that Tower card, change. Some of this change is actually going to be you instituting it. But when you see the Tower card, it means that the change is coming from other sources as well, things around you. So what happens is if you go down into the spiritual realm and you start tapping into these other things, it starts changing you in ways that you didn't expect. And that's what this is telling you. So be prepared for change, because change can be two things. It can be good and bad. It depends. Sometimes it's frightful and it's scary. But reality is often change brings in something new and something good. So don't always see it as a negative thing. It's not always negative. It can be positive. In this regard, especially with this card, it is a very positive change. This is a new thing, a new experience, a new way of seeing. You're going to say something, Angie?
Have you been doing things in secret? Like, I feel like you've been tapping in a little bit, but you've been doing it in secret, like nobody knows. Like, I feel like I see candles like up on like a dresser, or like you have like some kind of chest or something, and there's stuff that's on top of it. Like, you do it in secret in your room and you don't really want anyone to know. When Don showed the Two of Cups, I saw it as you and spirit. You're speaking to spirit. You're speaking, but you're not receiving. Like, you really are interested in this and you're really trying to move forward with it, but you're doing it in secret because you don't want anybody to know, because you don't want anybody to judge. You really need to connect with people who are kind of the like mind, or who will at least support you and not judge you. Either way you decide, like if you decide to go forward with it or you decide to go back, you need a group who is going to support you either way. And that's the thing. You don't have it. You only hear the no, 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 no. You don't hear the yes, 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 maybe. And so that's what you need, a group that will support you either way. Like, if you decide to go forward, we understand. If you decide to step back, we understand, because this is a scary journey. It's a tough journey, and it is a once you're in it, you're in it. Once you see it, once you know, you can't unknow. Know
Exactly.
that. You can't
Absolutely.
unknow it. Once you decide and you start seeing and you start feeling, you cannot not know. But let me
You
know
can't put
if
the genie
you
back in the
have
bottle.
been doing basically. Let me know if you haven't been doing anything in secret, because that's what I see. Like, you kind of do it, but it's kind of in the background, and you're kind of afraid of what power you think you may have. I really hear the words power and skillful. You really would be good at it once you start. And also let me know if Reiki is something that you're thinking about, like healing, some kind of healing modality, or something to do with like massage or laying the hands on. Like, you're really going to be skillful at it. I clearly see that. And you're thinking about, well, how can I make this a business and not pervert it? You don't want to pervert it. That seems to be something that is very strong with you. You don't want to pervert whatever it is. Reiki, like, you can make money from it, but you can send healing, you can do massage. Like, those are all things that you can do, but you're not perverting it. You really don't want to seem to like that. And that's the word they're using, is pervert. So that must be something, the way that you feel about it.
And then one other thing is what Angie was saying, you got to own your voice. You got to take charge of it. This is the King of Swords. The King of Swords is owning your power, owning your voice. And again, when you think of the cups in tarot are feelings, emotions, those things. When you see swords, it's a thoughts. It's a way of thinking. It's ideas. It's concepts. And so you have to think, again, start owning the thoughts, owning your power to think outside the box, to think something differently. And guess what? It's going to work out, because there's a celebration card. This is the Three of Cups. And when you see the Three of Cups, it's time to celebrate. It's going to work to your advantage. You're going to embrace this. This is going to be a good thing. Again, it's just tapping into it and understanding it. And most importantly, the most important thing that you can, and I think Angie would agree with this, is that if you go down this road, you have to divorce yourself from your ego, and you have to suspend disbelief. You have to stop being in the head so much, saying that if it doesn't fit in my world, then when I hear it, it can't make sense in somebody else's. Because the reality is as soon as you do that, you've put yourself in your own reading, and you can't do that. And I'll give you a prime example. I love examples, as you know, I give them often, but a prime example. One of the gentlemen over 2 years ago, would come to our group, and I was new at the group at the time. And when I read him for the very first time, I said, I was so blessed that I really, really, really suspended my disbelief, because I said, I see a helicopter. I see you in a helicopter accident. Now, who in the world is going to be someone who experienced a helicopter accident. And so I just spit it out there. And I'm looking and thinking, okay, this is weird. And he's like, oh yeah, that makes sense. And I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah, which one? He asked me, which one? And I mean, what do you mean one? And he's like, no, there was two. I was in two. And I'm thinking, how are you in two? Nobody is even in one. Most people aren't getting a helicopter all their lives, but he was a helicopter pilot in Nam. And I didn't know this. And he got shot down twice. And he said, who is there? And I told him then, I said, well, I'm getting this message from Tony. And I said, and the message is from Italian Tony. So he wants me to talk like this, Italian Tony from New York. And he's like, oh yeah, that makes sense. And I'm thinking, again, if I had not suspended my disbelief, if I had went with what is in my world, that would not fit because I'm living in Arizona. And before that I was in Texas. But he's like, oh yeah, that's the guy who pulled me out of the helicopter crash the second time and before the helicopter exploded. And I'm like, holy crap. Now, how can you make this stuff up? How can you even go there unless something is giving you this information? So when you go down this path, make sure you suspend your disbelief. Because it's not true in your world does not mean it's true in theirs. And if you think, okay, it doesn't fit in my consciousness or my thinking, well, then you've just did yourself a disservice to whoever you're reading. So that is the most important lesson you can learn is while you're opening yourself up to information, make sure that you don't close your mind off to having information that makes sense to somebody else, because again, it's not yours. You don't own it. You can't own it. It's theirs. You're just sharing in the energy with it. What do you think, Angie?
Sorry, that was my son asking for M&Ms, but that's I'm so sorry. Real life, people, real life. But I saw that your last comment was, I don't like the idea of selling my gifts, and that they wanted me to really address that. And what the idea that they showed me is a doctor. He has a gift with healing, with um uh mending people, mending bones, and putting things back together. He has to charge you for your services because he also has to make a living. That is something you need to address when you're trying to find this information out. They're really telling me that you need to journal your questions. You need to write these things out. And if you want them to be received through your dreams, you really need to say, and this is something that I say when I wake up. Because I'll know that I had a dream because I'll see flashes and I'll say, is there anything that I need to know or anything important for me in that dream? And they'll either bring it back to my memory or not, and you write it down. But they're saying you're not selling your gifts, you're healing people. And this is a service that you're providing, and services cost. If you're a chef and you're cooking food for people, you're not selling your gift, you're serving them food, you're selling your service. This is a service that you're providing. You do have to be able to live, unless you're thinking about you're going to have a full-time job and then you're going to come and do all this for free. It's your struggle. You decide how you want to do it. But I'm saying, because I had that struggle too with charging people for readings. I didn't want to do it. And Spirit said, okay, well, I said I wanted multiple streams of income. They gave me multiple jobs. So you decide how you want to do it. Do you want to work all day and then come and do healings or whatever for free? Or do you want to be able to charge for that service? You don't have to charge an exorbitant amount. Maybe you can find a sponsor, because that's really what I want, is someone to sponsor events and I'd be able to give these readings like this for free. But the reality of it is it costs to live in the reality that we're in. And they're also telling me to think about in the Bible, like these people came and paid sometimes for these services. They're telling me tithes. When you go to, you don't think that your tithes is really paying your pastor for his services, but think about your tithes that you're paying. You're paying him for every message that you're giving to this man. Like he's getting a salary. He's being paid through your tithe. You're being paid for a service. So don't see it as selling your gifts. You're not selling your gifts. You're providing a service. That's what you need to make clear. But they're also saying you need to address that with spirit, and they'll give you the answers. Because even though I'm saying it to you, you're still going like, I don't know. You're still side eyeing me like you don't really you don't really want to see the way that I'm seeing it. And so they're saying, come to me. Don't be afraid to ask. Like you're also, like we've been taught that it's kind of like, you don't question God, you don't question spirit. They're saying that how are you going to get the answers if you don't ask me? If this is something that you truly want to know about, ask. Is it okay for me to do this? Is it okay not? Why are you fearful of the person who's supposed to be the one that's looking out for you and holding you in the palm of his hands? Why would you be afraid? That's like being afraid of your mom or your dad. They're saying, I'm here to help you. I'm here to guide you. I'm here to protect you. If this is your protection, then you should be able to go to them and ask, and it should be okay. And they're saying, come and ask. That's all you need to do. And be open. Like Don says, suspend all disbelief.
Yep. And it's interesting, back to the fee thing too. When I was an attorney, I charged because I had the education and because I was certified and, licensed and whatever. But the good part is I also did pro bono work, which means I gave a lot of free law services away pro bono, which means free. Um, by making an income as an attorney, it allowed me the freedom to also help those who didn't have the resources. And what I would suggest also is, when I go live every Thursday between 8 and 10, and when I do a lot of other stuff live and free, that's free because I have earned from doing that for people who can afford it and who are willing to pay for it, not because they feel like they have to pay, but because they want answers and information, and they see the value in the service. The thing is that if you give, when you give it, this is the amazing thing. I've never understood it clearly, but it's truly crazy. It's funny how you can give free readings away, and people, they just kind of, certain people, not everybody, but there's certain people who just take them as whatever, but yet once they pay for it, all of a sudden now it has more value in their mind. I've given the same service, I've given the same quality of reading to those who get it for free and those who pay me $200. But at the same time, there's some people out there who, when they receive it for free, they don't see the value in the service. And so when you actually, sometimes when you put a figure on your readings, and then other people then see that, they think, oh, now you have value and I believe you more. It's not because you're any different. It's because for some reason now people realize that your skill set and your talent and your gift is there, and that they believe it has that value. So again, sometimes the number that you put on the price tag you put on your service is not just because of the service, but it's because the value that people attach to it, or that it helps you to therefore turn around and help people and give free readings to people who may not have the resources or even the connections. I mean, that's what the internet does too. The internet makes this world so small that we can go out there and connect to people beyond Arizona, beyond wherever else, because we can reach out there. Keep that in mind. Just keep that in mind. We all have professions, and so that is if you did go down this road and this is what your profession will be, you got to make money somehow, otherwise you starve, and therefore you're not helping anyone.
And tune into Don every Thursday on Twitch. Like
Yes.
That's support. We are always out to help individuals who are struggling or don't know what to do, because we're still learning too, and we're willing to help. This is us giving back. Us being live, this is us giving back. Our teacher, she's very, very much on giving back into community. So she provides events where we can volunteer. So if that really is something that you struggle with, you can provide free services at events. You can offer things, but you'll learn, as we've learned, people don't always appreciate your free.
Yeah, and Angie and I both, and she didn't mention it, but I'll go right there, is that we both attend a free service. Our mentor has a free healing clinic the first Sunday of every month, and she and her friends give free healings, energy healings, and as part of the service, she invites readers to come in. And I put the cards down on that day, and I do truly psychic readings. Angie does psychic readings as well. She puts her cards down that day, and we with other folks come in. We give free readings on that day for folks who don't have the resources. Again, we work to give back to the community for those who we make sure we work to afford to be able to give back to the community for those who may not be as financially stable, or whatever the situation. We are there to help them. And therefore, everybody has access to resources, because, again, we all should have that. It's a wonderful thing. So keep that in mind. Every time you help one person and you get paid, remember that's helping you to help other people who may not have the ability to pay you. So
I can tell you this: once you actually give it out and you get that feeling, sometimes it's its own reward. Like, just like when we say leave us a comment, knowing that we were right, knowing that we were on track, that's its own reward for us sometimes.
Oh,
So once
absolutely.
you actually give that healing once, or you feel that energy once, you're addicted. Like, you're like, oh, I love this, and I'll do it. You'll figure it out. So be ready for that. Like those are all the pros and cons you have to weigh. Like once you're in it, like you said, you can't unsee it. You can't put the genie back in the bottle.
Exactly. So next is the Divinely Guided, and then we have Suhair, and then Sarka Cynic, and then there was somebody else. I think Roxanne. Somebody else popped in. Roxanne was next.
Yes, she wants to
Yeah.
know about job prospects.
Yeah. So those are the line. That's the lineup. First Divinely Guided, then Suhair, then Circa Cynic. So what do you got for Divinely Guided there,
Divinely
Angie?
guided. Oh my goodness. First of all, I'm overwhelmed because she sent me the link to her new place, because she's moving, and that's all I can see is just her thriving in her new space. Like I'm so excited for that. Like if you haven't seen the link down, she'll send you the link.
It's beautiful. I saw it.
Oh my
I was like,
gosh,
is that
that's
in
all I
Europe?
can see
I
right
couldn't
now.
believe it was
So
in
there's
Portugal.
an excitement. I immediately get an anticipation and excitement through you. Like you're excited about it, but like you said in conversations that it's not real for you yet. And I hear them saying it's coming. Like I just heard birds chirping, so it'll be spring. It'll be spring before you when everything starts to happen. So as things flourish, because that's when you're thinking about leaving, is the spring. That, like I heard that bird chirp distinctly outside the window, and that's when everything will start to brighten up for you. You are very much in a darkness. You're also in the cold, and because they made me cold just now, I don't like that. But you very much seem to be in a darkness. And this spring, like they're showing me tulips, they're showing me flowers, they're showing me all these things growing, and you're ready to go. Like you're excited, but you're also like, okay, I'm trying to be patient. You're like you're holding down. Like they're showing me literally a jack in a box, and you holding it down because you're like, okay, I don't want to get too excited about it. And once it's out, then the excitement is there. And if it doesn't work out, then I'm gonna be like another delay. Like I hear you saying another delay. Like I don't want another delay. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. And they're saying that it's coming. It really is coming. And to you it's just like, when is the reality of it going to happen? But definitely when you get there, um like a community, you're in fear that you won't be able to have a community of people, and they're saying yes you will. You've already started to reach out, you already know people. It will continue to grow. You'll always have us here, you'll have a new set of people there, and you'll just kind of have a learning curve on learning how they do it there, and how to change, to kind of step into your own. But you're ready. They're saying you're definitely ready.
And the cards are amazing for you, Divinely Guided, today. And for those of you who don't know, Divinely Guided is our third person in Just Spiritually Speaking, by the way. We adore Tanisha. We love Tanisha. Her name is Tanisha, by the way. And anyway, so when we speak with her, she's super. Anyway, the Strength card. The Strength card was the first one. You're strong. You got this. You know you got this. Hang in there. Keep pushing forward. Do not deviate. Now, I wanted to bring out, before I go any further, I wanted to point out that in your reading, Tanisha, I have five major arcana. 5. So if you're talking about major change, which you are, guess what? It's going to happen, because 5 major arcana tells you are getting redirected. And look at this. The Judgment card was right after that. So Judgment card is like, look, it's time. You have put the work in. You've put the effort in. You've put the time. You've exhausted it. It's time to get moving. It's going to happen. And guess what? It's going to bring you such happiness. Look, new happiness. Again, this is the new journey. This is the new beginning. So it's going to happen. When the ace comes out, that's telling you it's new. And it's new toward happiness. So again, this journey is there. There's going to be news coming in soon that's going to help make this cement. We're going to cement this further along. So don't be surprised when the news comes in, and it's going to make you so happy. I don't know if it's a news about a visa or news about something else that falls into place, but the news is coming, which is going to make this happen. It's going to cement it. So it's that cementing news is coming. And again, the Emperor, you're in control of this. At this point, you have the total control. So whatever you decide to do, however you decide to move forward, it's all on you. It's all on you. And then the Sun card. Look at this. If we're not when we're talking about the Ace of Cups, and then you have it with the Sun is that new baby energy, that new year energy, that exciting energy, that energy that you can do whatever, because now you can create all the newness you want, all the excitement you want. So again, You're definitely on the right path with this, and it's coming this year. And then we have the Ace of Wands. So don't be surprised if, again, Ace, two new ones. Again, aces are new, a rebirth. And so when you see that with the Ace of Wands specifically, don't be surprised if you get into an opportunity to work over there, or to do something that creates a new project over there, something that turns into something more than just a visitation. This is getting involved. This is getting cemented in the community. And then the most important thing is lovers. Looks like something's going to happen in the new place
I like
because something is
destination
coming.
weddings.
And this is the overall energy, by the way, the overall energy. Love that. Love that. But underneath the overall energy is this, the 10 of Cups. So again, happiness, prosperity, all is coming together. Tanisha, this is your year. Reach out, take it by the horns. Why? Because you're the emperor. You're the emperor, and you are the strong person that can make this happen. So go out there and do it. And this is a part of a gift. Again, it's a part of a gift. It's the judgment card, part of a gift from universe to you. You've put the work in. It's time to move forward. This is exciting.
I also hear this is the remix. Like I see money in a washing machine. I hope it's not money laundering. But
Careful
I
now.
see money. Lord have mercy. I see money in a washing machine, but I feel like you're taking the money that you have and you're learning how to reuse it. Like I hear, this is the remix. This is the remix. Like you're
Yes.
learning how to redo, reuse, redo something that you already know. So it's a skill that you already know that you are learning to remix, redo. So whatever it is, like I feel like you've kind of been, and these are their words, soul searching while you've been there. Like you're in a completely different atmosphere, you're seeing things a lot different, and you're kind of rethinking what you wanted to do, and was like, okay, well, I thought about doing this, but what if I do this and that, or this instead of that? Like you're remixing, or you're rethinking your list of things that you wanted to do. It's creating an excitement, but it's also creating a conflict, because you're like, well, I said this, but now why do I want to do this? Like, which side should I think of? And they're saying, why do you have to exclude any of it? Why can't you do all of it? You can start with this and turn it into that, or you can completely do it all over. It's all up to you to do it the way that you want to do. You don't have to be locked into whatever your initial plan was.
Super, super. And Angel Eyes, welcome in. I just saw you there. And yes, you can. We've added you to the list for readings. So absolutely. And let's see. The next in line was I see that Suhair has said that she thinks that Sarka Sync was before her. So we'll go ahead and do Sarka Sync first, give them reading, and then come back to Suhair.
Immediately when I heard Sarka Sink, they showed me a merry-go-round, and I heard the word circus. So you're on this, the one, and they're specifically showing me the one with the little horses on it that go up and down. Like you feel like you're on a merry-go-round right now, that you're doing the same thing over and over. And it's like a three-ring circus. Like you're like this, it's not chaos, but to you it's ridiculous what you're going through over and over and over again, and you want to get off, but you don't know how to get off. Okay. You're excited, like you think it's ridiculous what you're going through. You really want to get off this merry-go-round, but you don't really know how, and if you get off, what will you do? Even though you're not pleased with whatever it is that you're going on, and you really, like, I feel like you really refer to this as a three-ring circus over and over and over again. And I kind of hear like maybe it's I want to say healthcare again, but I'm not sure, because I hear like maybe it's the three rings are the administration, the workers, and then your customers, or the people that you're servicing. That's the three rings, and they're not actually working together. Everybody seems to want to be the star in the situation. Everybody wants to be the what is it, the mass, the main ring, or the main circle of events of the
Ringleader,
circus. Ring, everybody wants to be that, when you
ringmaster,
should be
ringmaster. There you
working
go.
together, right? They're
Yep.
showing me that you all need to kind of combine. You need to link. You should be linked, not competing for each other. And so if you all would go that route, it would be better. They're saying change won't help. Like you're thinking about changing, going to another job, and this is spirit saying this, not me, and it's so Irene saying it too. the attitude. You need to change your attitude about the whole thing. It's like, even if you change jobs, you're going to take that attitude with you, and you kind of need to first get on the get the attitude, or get on the page of, we're all in this together. This isn't, this person doesn't know more than this person, or than this person. That's what the three rings are. And if you all would decide, okay, this is something that we need to do together, then you all would be able to work together and iron this out. But they're saying you could change, but unless you change the attitude also. And this is Irene, you know, my Irene person, she is matter of fact, and she does not care, and she snatches it off, and she just like, listen, she's pointing the finger. She's saying it's the attitude. You need to change your attitude about the whole industry. That's the word that they're using, about the whole thing. Like, you seem to be on the front lines. This is the word that they're using, and you're tired, and you're all combative with each other instead of working together. And they're saying, just go ahead and change that. And I just noticed a ray of sunshine coming in. You are a ray of sunshine in whatever industry you're in, but you need to change your attitude about the whole approach, or the whole thing that is going on. Let me know if I'm okay, if I'm right with that, because that was very clear that they showed me this merry-go-round and this three-ring circus.
Okay, the one thing that I was getting from the deck, the first thing come out is, again, that stability card. And that stability card is popping up a lot. It's interesting, but it's a different deck even, but it's, again, stability. I'm getting the feeling of a stability. I'm getting a feeling of somebody who knows themselves well, understands themselves, and is comfortable with their ideas and their thoughts. But guess what? Something's coming this year. Your year is going to be full of change. And some of the change is not going to be yours specific. You're not owning it. Some of it's going to happen around you, and it's going to take you to a new place. However, it's going to be a good thing. The change is going to be a good thing, because this is the Ace of Cups. And when the Ace of Cups comes out, it's going to take you into a new level of happiness, a new place, a new happy space. So be prepared for some change this year. Again, change that you didn't create, change that you didn't necessarily expect, but change that comes your way all the same. The interesting thing is that this year is going to be a bit of a I don't know, conundrum for you from time to time, because this year, for some reason, you're going to be going through a phase where the Hangman pops up. So the Hangman is saying that you're going through a year of, for some reason, you're not certain with your decisions, which is interesting, because, again, you're somebody who's usually very confident with your choices. But for some reason, this year is good. You're going to have a problem making decisions, trying to figure out, because you're going to, I don't know if it's like, the problem I'm getting, the feeling I'm getting is this an analysis by paralysis by analysis. Again, for some reason, you're going to be overthinking some things. This year is going to be, your mind's just constantly working, and you're not able to shut it off, and it's kind of driving you crazy, and you're going to be overthinking so much. And so make sure that you come back to the stability. Make sure you find this stable space, this space where you can kind of clear your mind, because, again, you're going to be driven to a point where, again, you can't make decisions, and it's going to impact you this year. And what it's going to be is because you're going to be a little bit off kilter, because, again, the changes that are coming are partly not something you're creating, but you have to react to them. And that is something, because you don't like to lose the power. You don't like to lose control. And so when you have the changes coming that are out of your control, you're trying to figure out, how can I control this? And sometimes when it's an avalanche or when it's a volcano, you can't do much. You have to sit back and watch it, and then analyze, what is my best exit strategy? What is my best way to maybe get beyond this? What can I do once this all settles out? Sometimes you have to just wait and let things kind of take their fall into place, But again, it happens. This is the Magician card. This is the next energy in this. And the Magician card is saying that you can create your change. You can create your environment. You can create what you want. Again, you can turn bad into good. You can turn water into wine, which would be a good thing. Metal into gold. The point is that this is a card of you recreating yourself and changing and adapting to the situation. So this, again, is don't be the person who can't change. Don't be the person who knows what they want and is determined and set in your ways. Be prepared for the change, and work with the change. Make the change work for you. When you see it coming, figure out how it can benefit you. That's the thing. And the Magician says you can do that. And then here's the Knight of Wands. It's moving forward. It's moving forward. And again, this is moving forward with a job opportunity. So this change may come in essence, came in respect to the job and with employment. I don't know. But this, I think the employment stuff is separate. I think the employment part is change, but that change is not what's all this about. This is a bigger change. This is a greater change than just employment. This is not about the change. In my opinion, I'm getting the sense of a whole new, you're looking for this happiness. You're looking for a new kind of something that has been missing, and that happiness is coming to you, and that happiness is again part of the change but you're not in control of. But again, if you embrace it and you turn it around, you're going to find that happiness. You're going to find that confidence, that space. And there's the Ace of Pentacles. It's going to lead to even a new opportunity for money and a new opportunity for abundance. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind.
When Dot showed the Magician, I kept hearing be the leader of change. Like, I feel like there's a lot of things or protocols that change rapidly. Like, things seem to be changing fast. And the one thing I heard is you're very good at what you do. You're quick on your feet. You adapt very well, but you're resistant because you think, why this, why that? Because it seems like it keeps going. Okay, we changed it, then we're going back. We changed it, then we're going back. And they're saying, just be the leader of it. You can be the leader of this change, and you can help everybody else. And then people will see you in a different light. So you're not complaining, but you're the leader. They're like, oh, well, you know what? She's doing it this way. She's saying do this. She's saying do that. And so you could, or he, I'm sorry. You know that you're the leader of it instead of the resistance part to it. Like, you're very good at what you do. You're very skilled at it. They keep showing me that you really do know what you're doing. And even when the changes come, even if you don't like it, you adapt to it very well and you get it done. Just be more of a positive leader in that role and say, okay, well, maybe we should do it this way. I know we're doing this and they're saying not to do it, but maybe if we do this, and this, and make it easier on everybody, it'll just kind of help with the flow of things. And then that's when you'll make that seam, or you'll link everybody together.
Super, 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 super. With that said, Suhair, it is your turn. What are you connecting there with Suhair with information, Angie?
I definitely saw the Strength card from the Light Seers Tarot. Definitely, immediately, that kind of strength. But I also see, they're showing me an aerial view down of like a river. And it's a very calm river, and you seem to be the only one there. And then there on each side of it, there is lush grass and growth. Like you're in a new area, or like you're looking down on it the way that you want it to be, or from a higher perspective. Like you're seeing things from a different view than everybody else sees it, and it's a positive thing to you. Like, it's changing. Like, you can see it from every direction. You are very good at seeing the positives in a situation. You seem to be the person that people come through. Like, you seem to be an elder of the family. Like, people come to you to get that perspective. And even when they see it as a horrible situation, you seem to see that perspective. You can just turn it a little bit and then they go, oh, okay. But you're also that strength. And you've built this reputation for yourself of being the strength for the family, or for whoever it is that comes to you. And you're very knowledgeable. And to you, it's like, I don't really know anything more than anybody else. I just listen to what you say, and then I just let you know how it is, or whatever it is. But you're very good at seeing things from a higher perspective. Like, you seem to like, they're telling me, like, knowing, like, you just have a clear knowing. You don't know how you know, it just comes in. You really need to understand that is an ability, that is a skill, that is something, that is a gift that you're receiving, to be able to receive it from that higher power. That's how they're showing it to me.
Okay, the first thing that popped out was the Four of Pentacles, which is an interesting energy, especially at this point. And then followed by the Page of Wands. So the Four of Pentacles has me a bit confused. The Four of Pentacles is telling me that there's a question about finances, about something about budgeting and finances, and you've been kind of living a little bit tight. The money has been a little bit tight, and you're just kind of like, you know, you're wanting to you're needing you need the financial picture to change. You need something more to change, because again, when you see this is the miserly card. This card is a card that says a budgetary tightness, a budgetary issue, and then you have the Page of Wands. And so the Page of Wands is saying news is coming in from the job that's going to help alleviate some of that stress, some of that burden of money. So I think, generally speaking, when you see the Page of Wands with that card, it's telling you that don't be surprised if there's an opportunity for a promotion or a raise, or an opportunity for another job elsewhere that will pay you more to do what you're doing already. So you may want to look at that. Again, this is a financial situation. The World card. Think again, when you see the World card, that World card's telling you that there's something out there and beyond. So I wouldn't be surprised if actually when you see that card, that Page of Wands, that you're getting news from an opportunity elsewhere, and that opportunity elsewhere is going to give you that financial reward. This is the Ten of Wands. And so, yes, the Ten of Wands is saying bringing closure. Now that closure can be, again, a closure to the money situation, because you get a raise and therefore it helps you, or a promotion. But generally speaking, when I see this card along with the World card, and then with that Page of Wands, that usually tells you that the news is coming, that an opportunity, the job is coming, a job is coming for you that is outside of the job you have already. So again, it's new employment, a new job, a new opportunity, and that new job and opportunity is going to bring you more money. So don't be surprised if in this year you're going to change jobs. Here's the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is telling you, along with that movement forward with the new job, is going to be new happiness. You're going to like this new opportunity. This opportunity is going to fit with you very well. So again, this is a good thing. This is good news. You love the Knight of Cups. Anytime the Cups comes in, they can be bad or good depending on what's around them. But again, it's about emotions. It's about feelings. So you're up for this change. You're ready for this change, again, because it's going to take some pressure off because of the monetary constraints that you've been under, this budgetary problem here. The next card that pops out is the Ace of Wands. Yes, there's that new job. Ace, brand new job, new opportunity. So again, we're bringing closure to one opportunity, one job, and the start of a new one. Not a surprise there. Anytime you see a 10 in tarot, you got to have a 1 and 2 usually quickly buy it, because again, it's new and start. This is the end. 10s are the ends, and the ace is that start. And then when you have that with the World card, it's telling you opportunities are out there. There's so much at your disposal right now. So what a wonderful little reading there. I hope that resonates with you. The most important thing is you're overcoming the burdens of the financial situation. So open it and open yourself to that. Open yourself up to those opportunities that are in front of you. And look at this. This is the new energy, the Fool card, which is the 0 card in tarot. It's the very first card of the major arcana. It's so new. It's so first that it's a 0 and not even a 1. So the Fool card is saying be happy, enjoy this. So enjoy this moment, enjoy this year, and enjoy this change.
It seems like the reason for the 4 of Pentacles is there was a significant loss in your life. Like you lost another half. It seems like there seems to be a loss of an other half, which may have been some finances, like a significant person was lost, and you've been kind of tight trying to figure out how to maintain now that you've had this loss, because they showed me like a cloudy sky, a dark cloudy sky, and then the moon trying to get out of the clouds and move out of this cloudy area, and you're well on your way. Like Don said, with the 10s, you are getting to the end of that, but I feel like there's a significant loss that was there, and you're getting out of it. And it's been even harder to navigate through because of the pandemic. Like I really feel like there was a significant loss. Like there's a solemnness there. Like the Hermit is what they're showing me. Like you've really retreated to yourself and tried to be and tried to deal with this on your own. And you've done a pretty good job of it. And you've had a lot of time to think. Like you've really been in deep thought about things, and you haven't called it meditation, but they're saying you've been in deep meditation, and you're moving out of that. You're moving into the sunshine. You are going to move forward, but you are the strength of the family now. Like, baby, this is a role that you've just grown into because of the way that you are, and you really are going to move forward. So everything Don said, I do agree with, but you are coming out of this darkness.
And next is Roxanne, and then we have Angel Eyes. So Roxanne. Go
And
ahead.
then also, there's one more person on YouTube, Paula. I have to say hi to Paula because
Okay, I didn't see her
she's
pop
like
in.
a
My
sister
bad. My
to me.
bad.
Yes, and she wants to know about why her dreams seem so real. But she's the last person that has added
Okay,
that
super,
has added
super.
to it.
So Roxanne's looking for job prospects for this year.
Okay. They immediately took me to a room where you're looking out of the window and the sun is shining in. So I don't feel like you've decided what you want to do. Like the sun is shining in to let you know that um it's everything is going to be bright for you. Like on the job market is going to be bright, but you haven't decided what you want to do. Like I feel like if I look at your resume, you've been in this industry, and this industry. You're like, well, I don't know what I want to do. I don't know where I want to go. I'm not I'm not like a, you don't feel like you're a super, like you're, and these are the words they're saying, super master in any one of those industries. You are just kind of like, oh, well, I've done all of them very well. And you haven't decided what you want to do. And once you decide this is the route I want to take, then the prospects will come in because they don't know what job to send you. And when I say they, I mean spirit, God, the higher universe doesn't know what job to send to you because you haven't decided what you want to do. And again, this is one of those times where they're showing me the funnel. And if you decide what you want to do, then we can funnel those opportunities to you. You have to decide. Let me know if I'm correct on you having being in multiple industries or doing different kinds of jobs. And then you just need to decide what you want to do and it'll come forward. Like the sun is shining in, but it does you can't see out into whatever it is because you haven't decided. These are decisions that you need to make.
Yeah, I kind of got the same feeling. Again, the high priestess, you're in control. You just have to take control of it. And but you are going, when you see the high priestess is also that feeling of knowing and understanding the conscious and subconscious. Sometimes what you think you want isn't enough. And you have to really connect to your subconscious. You have to connect to something beyond just what is, because this is important. This is saying that there's something more that you're missing, some piece of the puzzle that you're missing that would really give you the fulfillment you're looking for. And so spend a little time to understand what it is. Now, again, that's what Angie was saying. Look at this, 9 of Swords. You were all over the place. You've done a lot of different things. You have not just done one thing. You have done a number of them. And none of them have always fit because the one reason is you didn't quite understand, again, that there's something subconsciously pulling at you that needs to be part of the job decision. So therefore, if the job doesn't have it, you're not going to be happy. The happiness comes from within partially. And so part of it, again, is not that fulfillment. You're not getting the fulfillment you want. Now, the good part is, again, the moon. The moon's saying that's that piece of information. It's being hidden. You can't find it. You're not looking on the dark side of the moon. You're looking on the light side of the moon. So it's spend a little time to look a little further, tap into your resources and find what it is. Don't worry, because the Queen of Wands is here. And when the Queen of Wands is here, it's like, be patient. The opportunity is coming, but be patient for the right opportunity. Remember, this is the patient energy. Queens are patient energy. So don't rush to get a job. Don't rush to get this new opportunity. Make sure that you take the time and find out that, is this the right energy for me? Is it the right opportunity for me? Is it going to happen? Well, the overall energy is the Knight of Wands. The overall energy says, heck yeah, you're moving on to a new opportunity. But again, make sure it's the right opportunity. Now, underneath that high priestess and the 9 of Swords is that patient energy, which makes very good sense because, again, that Knight of Energy says move forward. That Queen says be patient. Well, guess what? So does Temperance. Temperance says be patient, and be patient as well as find the balance. Apparently, part of what you're doing is when you get a job, it's taking care of one thing, but not taking care of others. And so you're missing the balance. You got to find that balance. That balance is so important. And then there's the 7 of Cups. Focus. Focus, 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 focus. You got to make sure you're focusing on the right things, the right ideas, the right concepts, what it is you want, what it is you need, and then make sure they're married, because your wants and needs don't always line up. So you got to focus on that. And then the most important thing is you're going to find what you want. You're going to move forward. This is the victory card. This is the chariot card. This is movement. So you will be moving on. You will be getting the job. But again, do it patiently, do it wisely. Patient Queen, we got the patience with Temperance, and we got the balance. If you do that, you will be fine.
It's funny that when you said balance, the 2 of Cups came out, and it's the one where the two bowls are together and then the hands are interlocking. So, and the other thing is, while Don was saying it was joy, the one thing that is missing is joy. Whatever you find joy in, that's what you will that's what you will want to do. It feels like when you think that if you're happy in your job, like it seems to it's been programmed into your head, if you are happy in your job, then you're not doing something right. Like you're not supposed to be happy with your job is an income, it's an income, it's an income. It's not something that I will like, and they're saying you can like it. That's what your balance is, finding the joy in what you do, and you get paid for it. And the one thing that I keep saying, tell her it's okay to like it, it's okay to laugh, it's okay to have joy in what you do. You don't have to just be like, well, I have to do this, I have to make money, so I have to grin and bear it. Like I see you grinding your teeth when you think about the perspectives or the jobs that you want to do. There seems to be something that you really want to do, you just won't decide to do it because I'm not supposed to have joy in what I do. And they're saying, okay, it is okay to have joy. And that's what the thing is that's missing, joy. Be okay with that. Your
Exactly.
spirituality, that's what she put on there. So are you saying that that's what you want in your job is spirituality, or your spirituality is what is in conflict with you right now? Or are you saying that you want to go into something more metaphysical, like that's what you're trying to go into? Or what? Or are you saying that your spirituality is what has been programmed into you to think, oh, you don't have to enjoy your job. Your job is just, the way that you make money.
I think it's the concept of you're not necessarily supposed to like your job. You're supposed. That's what I was getting is that you have to. She has to marry that thought of you can enjoy your job and like it so much that it's not a job anymore. It's one of those things that if you love your job a lot, you'll never work a day in your life. I think that's what I was getting is the feeling of she's had to have a job, and the job was to live, and it needs to be flipped. The whole concept has to flip, as is not live to work, but not work to live, but live to work. I mean, not whatever it is. Anyway, the point is that do something that you enjoy so much that when you go to work, it's not work. It's nice, and it's like an avocation. It's an avocation, not so when you go, you're like, I'm enjoying this. I don't even know I'm working, because that's what I'm getting is that you've always gone to jobs that were not that way. You've always felt like it's a drudge. You got to get up. You got to get showered. You got to get in the car. You got to go to work. You got to deal with a boss. That's not, you need a job that it's like, wow, I want to go here. I want to experience this. So that's what I'm seeing, Angie.
And I keep hearing 14. Either you've been working since you've been 14, or there's 14 years in something. I keep hearing 14. That is key for you. Something about 14 is very key to you. But just focus on joy and laughter. I hear that over and over and over and over again. You need laughter. You need joy. You want to feel good about what you're doing while you're doing it, and that's okay. Like he said, change that mindset. That's what you need to do. The right opportunity is what makes you feel good inside, what gives you the butterflies. Like if you think about the job that you want to do, what gives you butterflies, what makes you think, what makes you feel giddy like a little girl, what makes you feel that way. That's what you need to feel when you think about the job that you want to do, and whatever job that is, that's what it is for you.
Yes. And back to Suhair, one more thing about Suhair, the job application, the visa application, whatever it is, it's coming, it'll come through, but again, it's not on your time, it's divine timing. And that's the frustrating part. You want it to happen in your time. It's not really happening on your time, but it will happen. And it's coming to you at a time when it's the best time for you. It's not your best time, but it's when spirit believes it's the best time for you to then make that move. So going back to finalize that last answer, which I've forgotten to finalize that on you, Suhair, that is the situation. Okay, so yes, it's going to come through again, but it's going to be a little longer, and it's going to take you into like March, April. It's going to be a little further down the road, but it will come through. And yes, it is frustrating, but again, it's not your time, it's divine timing. And that's the frustrating part, is it's, again, you want to control that decision, you want to control the process, and guess what? There's some things that are out of your control. You don't have it. So now you be the magician again, and you make sure you work with that, okay? So just to close that up, though. And then now we have, of course, Angel Eyes. And so I guess it's Angel Eyes. You want a general reading? Is that what we're looking for? Is there a specific question there? Of course, Angie's tapping into something. We'll find something there.
I immediately heard nothing has changed. Like whatever the last reading you got, nothing has changed. You haven't given it time to breathe, to pan out, to see what's going on. You're relying heavily on the information that you are receiving here, and they're saying you have to give it time to happen to see it move forward. Nothing has changed. Whatever information you receive, nothing has changed because it hasn't been enough time for it to pan out. You have to let there's an impatient energy, and they're showing me the temperance card. Like you have to let things balance out. You have to let the universe pull things in. Like they're showing me like the cosmos, and those things have to be pulled into where you want them to be. Like you put your desires out there, and you have to allow those things to happen. There's outside forces that need to be pulled in to make all those things happen and all your wishes come true. I do hear something about job or employment. I don't know if that's what you're asking about, but they're saying you have to let all those things happen and pan out. They're showing me if you want a degree, you have to go through all 4 years to get it there. You can't just wake up on Monday and say I want the degree on Tuesday. You have to give it time to work its way through and to learn the things that you need to learn along the way so that those things can be pulled in. There's a very impatient energy, like I need it to happen now, I need to happen now, and the impatience is putting a desperations on it, which means you're holding on to it really tight. So they're showing me the Four of Pentacles. You're holding on too tight to it, and you're like, they said it was going to happen, they said it was going to happen, why hasn't it happened, when is it going to happen, when is it going to happen? They're saying let it all pan out just a little bit.
Yes. And Roxanne, I am not surprised about your 33 years in nursing and wanting to leave. Again, that's that change. That's that embracing something that really is in your path. You at one time thought nursing was in your path, but it is in your path, but it's not the nursing, it's the helping. And so when you find that new opportunity, it's going to be in helping. It's going to be it could be also in a medical field, but it could be in a different aspect of it. Because again, your heart, your soul is about helping and connecting, but again, the nursing part has not leveled up to what you want. And so you feel like you have to do it because you're educated, because it's your experience. But I'm telling you, there is something different that can be a deviation from that, but still in the medical community and still helping others and more fulfilling. That's what I'm getting. Maybe patient advocacy, something like that.
On that, Don. Teaching. Do you want to teach? Why can't you go over and be a teacher of nursing? Like teach some classes, be like a you know how people have to do additional training outside of something, extended learning, you know, like, oh, we'll have to get additional training. You could be that. I see you very much as being an administrative person, a person to teach, but you use comedy, so you help people. Like you have enough stories in your 33 years of nursing that you could give very funny stories. Like they're showing me like how Don, when he comes on and he gets all these stories and we laugh about it, you would be a very good administrative. It takes you out of the everyday to day part of it, but you still are teaching the next generation and preparing them because you don't feel like the new people that are coming through are very prepared in the way that they should be. And I hear you saying, well, back in my day, or the way that I learned it, and they're not getting that understanding. You need to be that instructor, that administrative part. Like you need to find a way to get into that, even if it's just holding some extended learning classes at there, or some kind of, you know what, I'm going to show y'all how to do this correctly. I see that everybody's doing it wrong. Can we have this class where I teach this? Like you need to be that person, and you have the ability to be that. If you go to administration and say, hey, this is what I want to do, you really could do that. Your 33 years of experience has a lot of significant stories where you could make people laugh. Go into that. The teaching side may be where you need to be, out of the field and into the other side to prepare people.
And then back to you, Angel Eyes. Sorry, we're jumping around, but when messages come in, we jump to them because that's how spirit works. And it's like, it's not always parallel. I mean, it's not always serial. It's parallel. Things pop all around and it's like, holy crap. So with that said, Angel Eyes, for me with the cards are saying Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles is when you see that, you're looking at advice. You're looking at giving advice, mentoring, at giving advice, or maybe even this is a time for you to connect to your connect to your experience, connect to your the things that are driving you, and figure out a way in which you can connect to other people with this. Because right now I'm getting this feeling of, and here's the Six of Pentacles after that one. I'm getting this feeling of this need for, I feel like, again, you just need to break outside of a box. You're like, and you need more time, more people around you, more communication. You need to feel worth. You need to feel like you're having some worth. You're having some ability to. You want to help. You want to. I'm getting this feeling like, and again, it could be. I don't think it's. I was thinking it could be Roxanne bleeding over, but I don't think so. I think this is you, Angel Eyes. I think that you feel like you want to be. You want to be able to do something and help give, and you want to be involved. You want to feel like there's more to you than just where you are. And so again, it's I see you as becoming like a mentor, a big sister, a figure that can help other folks and to learn from the experiences. Again, it's going to be a gift. This is you giving back. When you see the Six of Pentacles, the Six of Pentacles is giving back. It's you've done well. Life has been good for you, and so you want to give back. You want to help and give back to people. And I think that this is your way of giving back again. Again, there's that giving back card. And there's the Nine of Swords here. The Nine of Swords. There's so many broken people out there. So many people who need your help. So many people who would love to have your advice, to have your support, to have your knowledge, your understanding, and so to do it. And then this card is the Chariot card. So the Chariot card is like, you've got this. Just start doing it. I think that you should connect. You should find inside you what it is that, again, you can share with people, how you can help them, how you can take them forward, and then share that with them, give that to them, become part of them. And look at this. It's going to be kind of like a new job for you. This is the Queen of Wands. It's like a new job. It's going to be a little unsteady at first, because as you take this on and as you start helping people, this is you're going to be able to take that then and meld it and move it around. It's not going to be right off the bat. It's not going to be perfect. You're going to have some changes. You're going to have to tweak it. But again, that patient Queen energy says you will find the right mix for it. And then there's the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is actually, some of this is about finances. You're going to be helping people with helping them to help find ways to make more money for them. So that's the cool part, is you're going to help them figure out a way to which they can improve themselves and be more financially independent and stable. So go for that. And then there's the Five of Cups. Stop looking in the past about it. And these are people who do the same thing. So stop looking in the past at other things and start moving forward, looking beyond today and look to tomorrow. Set down, do your affirmations. This is New Year's Day. Do your affirmations. Tell the world what you want. Tell the universe what you want, and then tell them how you're going to get it. Put it out there. If you can, you don't even need to know how to get it. Just start telling the universe what you want and how you expect this to happen. Send the affirmations out, and they'll come back to you. So I'm thinking you take control today. Today is the day to take control. This is 2022. You're not in 2021 anymore, Angel Eyes. It's time for you to say, you know what? I'm changing the paradigm. It's a paradigm shift. That's how I see it. And then there's the Page of Cups. Again, moving forward to new happiness. You're getting news that's going to help you move forward to new happiness. So that's your overall energy. What you got, Angie?
Whatever last reading you received on Twitch is very significant. Like, there was whatever was told to you in there is very significant. That's why you didn't get a lot of new information today. It's just kind of like move forward. You want to help. You want to do. You were given key information in your last reading, and they're saying it's like you receive the information, then you walk all the way back. That's why that Five of Cups can be. You keep walking back. Like, they give you information, then you walk it back. You're not letting it happen. Like, you're thinking, if they tell me it should happen tomorrow, if they tell me it should happen tomorrow, you need to temper it. You need to let it actually walk through. I don't know what they said, and whatever it was, you need to go back and listen to exactly what was said to you. And that is the key to what you need to do. Like, they're saying, you've already been given this advice. You come in looking for something new, and it's the same thing over and over and over. And my guys are saying, they said what they said. Spirit said what they said. You need to let it happen. You need to let it work through. So that's what your forward focus needs to be. Stop getting the information and then walking it back. Stop getting the information and then walk it back. You really need to move forward with it and let it happen and say, okay, this is what they said. I'll give it time to pan out. And they're showing me moon cycles, and specifically 3 moon cycles. So I'm seeing new moon, full moon, new moon. So by the next new moon, you should see some movement. That's how they're showing it to me. 3 moon cycles. New moon is what's happening tomorrow. And then there'll be a full moon, and then there'll be another new moon at the end of on the 31st. That's how they're showing it to me. In 3 moon cycles, you should see some movement. But that's the problem. You're saying it, they're saying it, and you're thinking it should happen tomorrow. If he says I'm going to get a new job, then tomorrow somebody should be calling me about a new job. I should get an email about another job. They're saying you have to give it time because they have to pull these things in. Like Don said, you are very powerful. Whatever you want, you can have. And that's how spirit shows it to me as it's being funneled down into you. But there are things that have to happen, you know. One of the stories that they're telling me is about Rachel and Leah in the Bible. No, about Sarah and Abraham and how long it took for their child to be born. She was very old in her life when she had the baby. Well, if she'd have had her baby in her youth, he would have been too old for Leah and Rachel to wed and to have children with. So there's a significant time when things have to happen. There's a divine timing.
Divine timing.
There's a divine timing. The reason Sarah was so old when she had Jacob is because he had to be young enough to be able to bear children with Leah and Rachel. You have to wait for divine timing. You can't wake up tomorrow and be like, well, I said I want it, it's gonna happen tomorrow. It doesn't always work that way. There's a divine timing when it happens, and you just have to let those ebb and flows go, and then just just see it happening. Just continue to be positive, continue to be living. Like, you don't seem to have a lot of urgent worries in your life. You're just kind of like, moving along, and everything is just an even kill for you right now. Like, you don't seem to have any highs right now or any very significant lows. You're in a good place. Like, everything seems to be on a level playing field, and it's just kind of waiting for things to span out. But I do see that there is a lot. Whatever Don told you in your last reading, Don and Shauna, that is what's going to be significant. Like, you really are going to get all those things, and it is going to be that way. Just let it breathe.
Super, super. And then next is Paula.
I'll let you go first because I know her very well. So I'll let you go first. And she says that her dream, why do her dreams seem to be so real?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I found this little thing. I love this about we're on a platform. For those who don't know, we're actually on a different platform. I'm doing a multi-streaming platform today. So I'm streaming on YouTube and on Twitch at the same time with Angie. We're both streaming on there. And this is a new platform. That's why we were a little bit late. Apologize, because we're trying to get some of the kinks out of it. But the good part is I love this because if I can highlight the question and put it on the screen, which I just figured out recently. And I'm loving this because
yeah.
I don't have to.
Why they were showing like that. Like, why does that question keep staying there? We get it. Okay.
Yeah, no, I put it up there. So we have it as we're talking. We know what they're asking. That's unfortunately, though, it keeps me distracted. So I don't see what the new questions are or the new things that pop up. So after I've done the reading and moved on, that's when I go down. And I'm like, oh, okay, I didn't answer that because I didn't see it because I'm so busy focused on this. But actually for you, Paula, when you say, why do all my dreams seem so real to me? Now, this is going to be a bifurcated answer, two answers. First and foremost is you're getting a voice, you're getting a message. And so it's real because when they gave you vagueness, you didn't seem to connect to it and you didn't understand it. And Spirit is very clearly saying that this is instead of them hitting you with a little bit of a Southern Belles fan saying, darling, are you paying attention? Now they're getting a little bit of a club and they're saying, damn it, are you paying attention? Because they're getting clearer and clearer and more specific because they want you to realize that there is a message here. So what I would suggest to you is, first and foremost, now that you can remember your dreams is wonderful, but get a dream journal. And then make sure that as you wake up and you have your dreams, write them down, because there are significant things in the dreams that you're still not picking up on. And even though you remember some of them and you're very vivid, there are going to be certain small key points that are very, very, very necessary to putting this whole thing together. But yes, there's a message there. Pay attention to the message. The message is very clear, and they're going to keep getting it clearer and clearer and clearer. Now, the other thing is, this is kind of like an onion dream, though. And I call it an onion dream because it's a different concept and it's very weird. So, but go with me. I love to cook and I love to eat. You can tell because of the weight, but I love to cook as well. And so I always think of the onion. I can take the brown thing off of the outside of the onion, and still there's some pieces, and then you cut another layer and you take it off until you get to a healthy onion underneath. And this is the situation is these dreams are kind of connecting to each other. This is a connecting the dots situation. As you finally grasp the full extent of the one dream, that dream that has the fullness of it, there's more information. And so as you peel back those layers, you're getting a more complete picture. And that they're guiding you. You're being guided. And this is not a one singular standalone dream. This is a path kind of dream journey you're on, because they're trying to open you up. They're trying to open your mind. They're trying to give you insight. They're trying to give you a whole new direction, but it's a new direction of information, so where you can then move forward. So what I would suggest is that if you do the dream journal, and again, as you start clarifying each of the dreams more, they're going to give you a little further and a little further. And this comes to me like the path. This is a path question. Right now, they're sending you something because they believe that you need to get back to your path. You need to be on your path. And if you are in your path, then you're still deviated a bit. I'm getting this download of path. So your life path, your life journey, you've deviated. And this is their attempt to get you back onto that path. Their attempt to nudge you. And again, the nudging didn't work. That little Southern Belle fan didn't work. So now they're telling you, so pay attention. You're getting redirected. And that's I'll leave it there, because there's a few other things, but that's the important thing. Angie, what do you have?
One thing, you dream in color. That's the one thing they're saying. Not specifically maybe the actual dream that you have, but what you don't know is Paula, or P. Malone, invents a lot of things. Like, she really has a lot of inventions that she won't make come to fruition. So there are things, so it's like she thinks about it, she dreams about it, and they're saying you're truncating right there. You're not moving forward with the things that you're dreaming about. She is always thinking of the next best thing. Like, okay, this is what's new, then what's next, then what's next, that's what's next. That's what her path is. She's an inventor, she's an innovator, she is a person who provides the next best thing, and she's just not following through on what those things are. When you say true path, that's the true path. She's all, you're always concerned with income sources, with ways to make a better mousetrap, so to say, and you aren't making the better mousetrap. You're thinking about it, but you're not going ahead and doing it. And it's not a lot of things that you need to do. You really do need to go ahead and move forward on the things that you are thinking about, and they will generate the income that you want, and it will be residual income. That's your thing. You don't want to keep working so hard. You're in the phase where you're thinking about retirement and stop working the day to day, and these things will provide residual income where the checks would just flow in and you wouldn't know. So these are things where you don't even have to be the person to manufacture it. You could put the idea out there and let it be manufactured and get to the people that it needs to get to. That's the thing. You're an innovator. You are a person who could make money. You have ideas, you see things, and you know how to get them out there. You're just not moving forward with them. And that's what they're saying. Just move forward with it. You also seem to be a person who researches very well. So you could find what you need. Okay, this is what I want. This is who can manufacture it. This is how the money comes in. And then you just sit back and let the money roll in. That's what the issue is. You're stopping at the dream. You're thinking about it like, oh, you know what? I think this would be a good idea to make that easier. Then you dream about it. And then when you wake up, you just stop. It's in color because it's almost a reality. You just have to reach in and let it happen. It's almost just that clear for you. You're just not moving forward on your path. Is like Don said, you need to move forward and let these things happen.
And it's interesting. I was playing with the cards, and the one thing I got was the 7 of Swords. And usually that's somebody not giving you honest information. But that's not what this is in this case. This is you kind of self-sabotage. I think sometimes subconsciously you haven't embraced that you can be successful, that you can do this. You sabotage yourself. You keep yourself from this. And it's time for you to embrace the fact that, you know what, you have great ideas, that you are a great mind, that you have this thing coming forward, and that your path is right there. Again, the signs are pointing that way. So stop sabotaging yourself and start embracing yourself, and embrace what you're getting, embrace the information that's given to you, embrace this path forward. Because it starts with you. It starts with you, it ends with you. The buck stops here kind of deal. The next card that I have is the Strength card. You are strong, you are determined, you can do this. Sometimes I think that you don't value your own strength. You don't understand the power you have. A lot of times we do get in that situation where we we kind of, again, other people think we're strong, and then we're told it and we kind of believe it, but we disbelieve it at the same time. And this is you are strong. You have to believe in your strength. You have to believe that you can do this, because you can. The Justice card's here. The Justice card here is telling you, guess what? You can do it, but you got to do it. You got to take control. You can't leave it to somebody else. And then there's the Ace of Cups. If you want new happiness, you want new excitement, guess what? This is a way to it. Again, this is an idea. We're waking you up. We're helping you to find what it is that you are, where it is you're going, that kind of stuff. This is a journey. This is nothing new. You've been on this journey. This is your overall energy. This is a journey you've been on. You've been a journey of understanding, a journey of learning, growing, and developing. But you have got to, again, be the strong person. You have got to take the bull by the horns. You got to take the bull by the horns. You got to stop self-sabotaging, and you must find your strength. You must embrace it. You must understand that you are a strong and determined person. You got this. You just have to believe it yourself. You must believe it yourself, because if you don't believe it, nobody else will believe it. That's that simple.
When Don was saying self-sabotage, you overthink. They said analysis paralysis.
Yes.
You way overthink. You take it all the way to the extreme. Like it starts off as like a little seed growing, and then you turn it into like a volcano just erupting. Like you take it to the extreme.
Yeah.
And it's not that. It is as good and as easy as you want it to be. You are, and then I forgot the other thing that he said, but it has something to do with being like a mentor to other people. Like you are that strength. That's what he was saying. He was talking about strength, and it was saying you are a mentor to other people. Like this program, this mentor program that you're thinking about, you are going to make future innovators, future people who are going to be great. You don't know, she did a talent show and she sent me the videos of the kids in the talent show, and these people, it was so inspirational. It brought me to tears because the kids were just so talented. But this is something that she came about to showcase the talents at where she works of the children. And so it's just, you have all these ideas and it inspires others, it helps others. You are that. Lean into that, be that. You don't have to be, and this is spiritual, you don't have to be in the classroom. You can be outside of it and be that is the next phase of your life, being a mentor, being something. And you're asking about career, that is the next phase. Like I said, I think we've had this before, and I said that mentorship is going to turn into income for you. So you're thinking about retirement. This is the next phase, mentorship, being outside of the classroom and more of a directive phase. And then also creating that residual income for yourself. Like, but you have to move forward on it. Don't let people say, oh, well, that's not a good idea. That's just okay. You know that these things are good ideas. Go ahead and do it. Be innovative. Do the things that you know how to do and just let it happen. I mean, at worst, you only make a little bit of money, but they're saying all those things will make you some money, and you won't even have to do anything. Just sit back and receive the checks. Residual is the words that they're saying. Just go ahead and move forward. And as far as your health, they said that you are fine. You again worry too much about your health. It's like you hear something in the news and you automatically think, do I have that? Is that what I have? Is that why my eye is this? Is that why I was sniffling? Is that what you paralyze yourself with fear, and you don't have to be that way. It's not that way. You are very much in control. Your health is good. You're very much in good health. Don't worry about those things. Whatever things that you're programming into yourself, you don't need to. You are in very good health.
Thank you, Roxanne. We thank you for thanking us. You're welcome. And yes, I'm with Angie. I didn't sense anything about health. I didn't see health being an issue. Health is not the problem here. This is, if anything, it'll be you again embracing all that you are, and totally understanding that you are a bold, big, powerful, broad person that has all of this to offer, and making sure that you send that to the world and you believe it yourself, because again, it starts with you. It starts with you. And yes, your health, I didn't see a problem there at all. And blessings. Hey, blessings. Nice to see you. And thank you. Happy New Year to you as well. Well, I sent a message I sent out to Shell Shredda to see if they were still here and see if they wanted a reading real quick before we leave, because we are like, how long is this? 2 hours and 36 minutes?
It doesn't even feel that long to me. Like, I am loving every minute. Listen, Don, I'm putting this out there. We are going to be on a like live TV platform doing this. I love this. I love being on the same platform as you, just laughing with you and sharing our gifts with the world. Like I love this. I could do this every day, all day. Oprah, we are here. We are ready. Look, we are even
Oprah, are
unique.
you?
Look at how we look on screen. We're ready.
Yes,
We're
absolutely.
ready. Samuel, go talk to Oprah and tell her we're ready.
Yes, 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 yes. We have two more people pop in. You want to go ahead and take them before we go?
I'm
Then,
ready. Let's do it.
all
I'm
right,
ready.
let's go. Blessings was first to pop in, and then we had MDE Maggie. So let's do blessings. Yes, blessings. We will give you a reading. You want just a general reading, or Angie's going to try to connect?
Blessings. I got a Jersey girl attitude from you, like immediately. Like I really got that. Oh, whatever. Like I really got that really, really fast. Let me know if that's true. But I really got that spirit where you're just no nonsense. You tell it like it is, and you let people, But you use humor, but you really mean what you say. You're just very no nonsense, and it's in every aspect of your life. You do not sugarcoat it, but you're not mean. There's no malice in it. It's just real. You are that person that people comes to and they know that, you know what, if I ask Blessing, she'll tell me. Matter of fact, you just like I really hear that accent. Like Don heard that Tony, I hear that accent. Like I really hear that Jersey girl in you or something like that. Like I really feel that you are that for people. You are that just no nonsense. You're everybody. What Irene is to me, you are to everybody. But you're not harsh about it. Was there a specific thing that she wanted to know, Don?
Yeah. How will my next encounter be with my current love interest? Is romance coming to us in 2022?
I sense that you're really tired. Like you're like, listen, either you are going to move forward with me or I am going to walk away. Is how I seem like it is. Like you're at the end of your rope. Like there's no more drops in the bucket. You're not going to like. I feel like. And I don't know if you used to watch this. I used to watch the Bozo show, and there was this game where you would have to throw this ball and it would fall in the bucket. Is like like you feel like the clown show is over. Like you're not going to be the clown anymore for in this relationship. You are either you're setting the bottom line and you are prepared to walk away. Like either you are going to move forward with me or you're not. I'm not going to keep going through this back and forth with you because you are recognizing. I feel like you had an epiphany. Like you looked in the mirror one day and you was like, wait a minute, and I still look good. Like you realize, like, I still got it. Why am I waiting on this shark over here when I can go and get someone who's more loving, who's more faithful, who really does want to spend time with me. I feel like time is very important for you, and I feel like you don't want to beg somebody to spend time with you or love you. Like you literally looked in the mirror and was like, why have I been doing this? And you're ready to move forward. Like all of that young spirit and you just popped up and you're like, I'm ready to do this. And you have a new attitude. Like I feel like you're about to change your hair, you're about to glam yourself up, and you're about to walk out into this new world and find a new love. They're specifically showing me the Ace of Wand. And so that's new to me. That's new. That's, going out and finding something new. So I don't feel like your next encounter with that person is going to be the genteel person that you usually are. You are going to use that fire and spice, and you're going to let this person have it, and you're going to walk away, and you're not even going to have any regret. And when you find this new person, it's going to be kind of like you're lost. That's how I see it.
The other thing that I connected on the back end of that was that something happened last year. I'm getting something happened last year, somewhere around mid-year, a little later in the year, that that has affected you and it's kind of stuck with you, and it's part of the. It's like you're having issues with processing it, or there's something going on. Hey Guko, nice to see you. Sorry. Hey Guko, nice to see you. Yes, we did. We decided to pop something up. And Guko, this is Angie. This is A5Says from the usual on Thursdays. She's finally live with us. How is that? Wonderful, right? Anyway, sorry. And Guko is just his old friend. Forever it seems with Guko is one of my first on Twitch months and months and months ago. So I love seeing Guko pop in.
The Twitch tribe came through for us today.
Absolutely, the Twitch tribe,
Came
our soul tribe on
through.
Twitch is strong. It's strong. But no, I get back to where I was is that there was some significant something that happened something around mid-year, later in the year, that has altered your way of thinking, your way of wondering. And again, it goes back to feeding what Angie was saying, is that your patience is kind of a little less. You're a little less patient, but more importantly, you've kind of learned something, and you're like, you're like, I'm ready to move on. I've got to get something beyond this. There's something that's more than enough. And so the one thing I would suggest to you is that there's some healing there. You still have some healing to do because of that. And again, I can't quite get my hand around whether it was a relationship situation, that maybe a third party, or maybe a big argument that blew up, or an issue about money, or the spending of money for some reason is more in my head. It's like something about money or spending of money, or how money is to be dealt with, or how in which you deal with money. But that's what's coming in my head. It's like I kept seeing pentacles, pentacles, pentacles. And so it's more about that. And it's kind of left you in a position where you're thinking either, excuse my French, poop or get off the pot. It's like, yeah. And you're like, I've got things I want to do. I'm not staying stationary anymore. I'm not I want to move forward, and you're moving with me, or I'm leaving and moving away from you, that kind of deal. So I think it's time for you to take the bull by the horns. It's time for you to step up and say, you know what? We got to do something, or we have to either move, or it's time for us to move together or move apart. But I'm not saying move together as in habitation. But what I'm saying is that to make sure that you guys are on the same sheet of music, because I'm sensing the fact that maybe that you aren't, and maybe that's a problem. And that again came obvious to you mid to late year last year. That's what I'm getting.
As Don was saying that, I heard them say, you knew this. You knew that the time was right. This is just confirmation. We're just saying what you already knew. That I was told to shuffle cards, and as I shuffle cards, the card came out. This is what came out. This is what I see. You are the star in the relationship. You are the bright and shining star, but you have dimmed your light. You have very much dimmed your light to try to get this love and pull this love and hold on to this love. And they're saying, for what? You're the star. You're the person that if the relationship ends, you're the it's their loss. They lost you. Move forward, step into your spirit. Like literally, this is like whatever happened that Don is saying that happened mid-year, you've had a tug of war with yourself. Like, am I really as great as I feel like I am? And like this question that you're asking us came about because you're like, wait, am I being overly confident? Am I thinking too highly of myself? And spirit is saying, no, you're thinking exactly right. We've been waiting on you to get there so that we can move you forward. You've been saying what you wanted. We have it right here waiting on you, but you're still standing here waiting on, I'm not even going to say what they said. You're still back here waiting on this person to love you, and we have what you want right here. You are the shining star. You are the sun. You are the
Yeah.
brightness in this relationship. Everything is you. You need to move forward. You need to let go. You need to let them lose you because they
Yep.
won't even realize. And by the time they realize that you were as great as you are, you'll be on to what you want to be on. So you knew this. I heard them say it clearly. She already knew this. You knew this. That spirit in you, and now it's reviving, and there is no way for you to let it go.
Absolutely. And
So
step
you're
into the
ready.
sun. That's the important thing. Step into the sun. Make sure that you have the light. You just have to own it. You gotta be the light. You are the light. You just have to understand it and own it. You have some, again, it's part of that backstory that you've been convinced that maybe you're less than, or maybe and you aren't. You are more than. You are more than.
I
so
just
so
got an
own it.
excited feeling. Like I just got all of a sudden happy. Like, ooh, maybe she'll be like, you predicted this, and you guys can come to the wedding. Like, I do destination weddings. I'll come to wherever you show up. Like, oh, she did it. Like, I really did get an excitement. Like, oh my gosh, this is what I've been hoping for. This is what I hoped you would say, but I was afraid to even think it. Move
Yeah.
forward. You are the sun. You are
Yep.
shining. Do it.
Absolutely. Absolutely, positively. And then MDE Maggie, is that what it was? Yeah, MDE Maggie. This one's for you. This is your reading. Anything specifically you want to look at, Maggie, by the way?
I feel like Maggie is an educator, and that's how she identifies. Like I like that MDE or something like that. Like I feel like that's what you would put on the end of your name if you were an educator, like some kind of doctoral degree. Like I really feel like you are. I really get a very high professional status with you. You want to know. Like things seem to be very mundane with you and you want to shake something up. You're tired of being the stuffy educator. Like I get a masculine energy, like someone in like a suit with like those little, like a tweed suit with those little, you know how they have that little elbow pad right there. Like I feel like it's really stuffy. You just kind of want to break free, like you want to shatter this glass or the way that people see you. Like I said glass, I heard glass ceiling. Like you want to shatter that perspective, and you really want to um do something wild and crazy is how I see it. That's what I'm getting right now. But you can go ahead, Don, and I'll keep trying to tap in. But that's
Okay.
what immediately came forward.
And for Guko was asking, could he join the list? And it's like, of course. Guko, we always have time for you. Always, of course. Let's see. I'm going to turn to the cards on this one, Maggie. I'm going to turn to the cards because what I was getting, the energy is.
I hear
Go ahead, Angie.
midlife crisis. Like you're at that point where you're like, I've been this for so long. I just want to burst out. Like this is a time where you would buy like a Ferrari and you would just, be out and about. Like I really feel like you want to do something reckless, but fun and reckless. Like you really want a drastic change. Like I feel like when Don pulls those cards, there's going to be a lot of major arcana. Like you're really going to see change because you're just really at that point where you just want to break out of a mode and do something. Like I feel like you've been on this path, like maybe you've been funneled into this path all your life, and it was like you're going to be a professional, you're going to be a professional, and you never had a chance to actually live and have fun. And now you're like, I just want to break free from all the roles that I have and just be that wild and crazy. Like I see like a spring break video. Like you really want to break free and just do something reckless, wild, and crazy, but not reckless as in like let's go rob a bank, but reckless as in let's just go and just spend lots of money in Vegas and just have a good time kind of thing.
Well, it's interesting because the one card that popped up, the first card that popped up was the Seven of Cups. And so when you're looking at relationships, you gotta focus. you gotta focus on what you want. Don't want a relationship. Want a person. Determine what it is you want in a relationship. Determine what it is that you have done in your previous relationships that have not been beneficial to those relationships, and see how you can then improve your relationship. But the problem is again, you've been letting it to chance, and it's stop letting it to chance. Focus on again what you want, what you're expecting, and that's and go for it. This is the High Priestess. The High Priestess, like you have all that you need to find the relationship. You just have to focus on finding the right relationship. Finding a relationship is not the difficulty. Finding a right relationship is the quest. And the funny part is, if you look at it, you've had a few relationships and they've not been the successful ones. You've been on this journey for a while, and again, it's like you tend to fall into the same traps each time. And so you got to break that cycle. And that's again what this is saying. Focus on what hasn't worked for you and focus on what it is that can work for you. The cool part is the Emperor card here. You're in control. You take the control. You have to understand your power though. But if you can understand by focusing on what it is you want and you take your power, you can do it. And then, of course, the Hangman. The Hangman. Sometimes, again, it's that indecisiveness. Don't worry about the indecisiveness at this point. The indecisiveness has to give way to yes, saying no. This person may fit this, and this, but not this. But no, you need to make sure that they're looking to everything. You got to fit the gambit, because the problem is that it's frustrating you with the relationships and with the people you meet, because you wind up getting that partially down the road and then it doesn't work, and you're like, why? Because it wasn't meant to. Again, you're wanting a relationship, but you're not necessarily caring who comes in. You just want the relationship. So what I'm suggesting to you is focus on that Seven of Pentacles. Focus on what it is that you have already laid for yourself, what it is you want for yourself. You've done the internal, you already know what internally you want. Also what you want the person to appreciate in you. And then be that person, and then expect that person to be them. And if they're not, don't even start down the road. They're not going to change. It's not going, and that's the one thing that one of the things that you tend to fall for is that you think, okay, I will change them or they will change over time. It's not going to happen. So go with what you know. This is the Sun card. The Sun card is new. The overall energy of this reading is the Sun card. The Sun card is saying that there's a new energy, there's a new vitality. This is a new year to take the bull by the horns, use that new energy, and make sure that when you come into that relationship relationship fulfills and checks the boxes. If it doesn't, don't go there. Don't waste the time. Because while you're involved with the wrong relationships, as you are spending time involved with the wrong person, the wrong relationships, the other one's passing you by and you're missing the opportunity. So don't miss the opportunity. Take the time to ensure that this is the right one and then move forward with that. And yes, it is coming, by the way. A new relationship is coming. This is what this is saying too.
The whole time, the spirit was pulling on my ear. I know you saw me tugging my ear because they were pulling my ear.
I thought you were doing a Carol Burnett thing.
No,
the grandmother.
You're really, really restless. Like you're restless. Like they kept saying, Maggie is restless. Maggie is restless. Like you're very restless, and you really want to do something that you have not done before. And I don't know. It's a major change, like a very major change. And when I say that, you know exactly what I mean. Like it's something totally different than what you've ever done before, and you're worried about how it's going to look, how it's going to happen. I think Don pulled the Seven of Cups. Did you pull the Seven of Cups?
Pentacles.
I thought that you had put Pentacles. So I saw you know what, maybe they were showing that in my mind's eye, but there's so many different things in there. You don't know what it is that you want to do, whether it's going to be a good thing or a bad thing. You know, you just want to do something different than you've already done. You seem to be very like you've done always what you were expected to do, and you want to do something. You don't know what it's going to do. And I keep hearing reckless. And they're saying reckless doesn't have to be total abandonment. It doesn't have to be to the extreme. You can do something that would be reckless to you, but doesn't have to be reckless in the event that you'll end up in handcuffs. They're saying know your level of recklessness. Like what is reckless to you? Like going to the casino spending $500 may be reckless to you, whereas to somebody else that would be something normal. What is reckless to you? What is something out of your norm? Like you can't focus on, I think, whatever the love situation is that Don is talking about, because you have so many things that you want to do. You just really want to do something that is outside of you, outside of what you're known for. And once you get that out of your system, you'll be able to go back to focus, because you are clearly who you are, but you really want to do something that is different than who you are. Different in a way that you know exactly what I'm talking about when I say different. You really do know what I'm talking about when I say different. And once you get that out of your system, you'll go back to being the regular reliable person that you are. But you feel like this is like I really hear the word midlife crisis. Like that's the energy that it is. You may not be at midlife or anything, but that's the attitude or the energy that it is. I've been doing this for so long. I've been known for this for so long. I want to do something different. Like this metaphysical stuff is totally outside of my norm. This isn't what I would normally do. This is totally different. This is something different, and I just move forward with it. But I'm also still a reliable person that I have been known to be. That's what you need, something that is outside of who you are. And so that's what's pulling on you. And they're still pulling on my ear. It's still itching. Reckless, different. You're restless. You're very restless. Like you just don't want to stop moving. Like you're squirming. You can't sit down. Like you sit down and you get back up, and then you go get some this and you go get that. You cannot be still. I don't know that that's correct, but I would love for you to tell us whether that is correct. You really seem to be restless and just in need of a change.
And so with that said, let's look at Guko and what Guko's question is. Guko's question is, I'm looking forward to meeting this Gemini in person in 2022. We're just friends of a friend now. I want to know how our first meeting will be and what impression will he have for me?
I immediately heard just be yourself. Be your own lovable self. Don't be who you think they want you to be, whoever that is. If that's a person that tells dad jokes or that tells, corny jokes, be that person. If that's a person who, wears their hair a certain way or wears a certain specific way you dress, be that person. Don't be who you think they want to see. Be who you are, because your first impression, either they're going to love you or they're not. If you go there being somebody else, that's who they're going to think you are. And then when the real you come out, it's going to feel like you betrayed them. So be authentically you, whoever that is. Don't pretend to be something that you're not. Just be exactly who you are, and everything will be fine. I do feel like you know how that first date is. I do feel that kind of anxiety and that anticipation, like, oh my gosh, what if they don't like me? What if they don't this? Or what if they think that I'm this? Or what if I'm too short? What if I'm too tall? What if I'm too thin? What if I'm too fat? What if I'm too all these things? Be authentically who you are. Unapologetically is the word they use. To be unapologetically who you are, and they either do like you or they don't. If they don't, it's their loss. Like, that's where you need to be with it, and be exactly who you are, is what they're saying, and everything will be fine. You don't have to worry about anything as long as you're true to who you are, is how I'm hearing it.
The first card that popped up for me was the Five of Pentacles. So the Five of Pentacles, again, it goes back to that what is reality versus what we believe we are seeing. And so sometimes, again, it's like, be yourself, because if you give off something else, they're going to see through it. The other thing, though, is interesting is like the feeling of this card, though, for this reading has another thing that resonates with me, and that is a return. This person, this energy that you're going to be meeting, you've met before, you've known them before. This is not a new person. This is a return. This is a return in your life. Now, I'm not saying this actual person, but I'm talking the energy, that spirit and that person you've known before. This is somebody from a past life, somebody from a past experience, somebody from this is a return for you. So this is you revisiting someone who has already been visited upon you before. So what happens is when you see this, and I'm going to stop the cards right there, because all of a sudden I just get a burst. What happens is when you see this person, when you connect with this person, you're going to feel that, you're going to know it, and you're going to not have to even wonder about what's going to happen, because you're going to know that they know you in a way that that only a few people know you. So this is a return. This is a person coming back in, an energy coming back into your life, and you're going to feel so at comfort. You're going to feel so comfort. You're going to feel so at ease. It's like the wall will come falling down. And yes, kind of a past life situation, absolutely. And you're going to feel that connection instantly, and you're not even going to have to worry about what they're feeling, what I'm feeling, what we're syncing. The sync is going to be there. It's like this instant sync. I'm getting the feeling that once you guys connect, that energy is just going to flow, and you're going to be, oh man, I've got this. This is going to be one of the easiest this is going to be one of the easiest getting to know somebody's that you're going to ever experience, because again, you're not getting to know them for the first time. You already know them on definitely a deeper level, and that is amazing.
You also seem to worry about what is being told, because you said friend of a friend. It seems to be like you wonder what information is being shared with that friend. Like, you seem to want to keep it private, and you're wondering if they're telling people about your relationship, or they're telling them something different than what they're telling you. You really want to, but that's a parameter that you can set. Like, what goes on between us is between us, and we don't share with that person. Like, I'm a person who doesn't like to, share, like, friends in common like that. Like, if something happens in our relationship, are you going to go back and tell that person, is what you're kind of worried about. And you need to set that parameter up front. Like, you don't need to go in guns blazing and be like, listen, it's our private business. But you know what I'm saying? That is a conversation that you can have, and something that's significant. You can tell them that it's something that you worry about. But like Don says, it seems really easy breezy. Like I said, that kind of anticipation of meeting someone, but it doesn't seem to be any kind of conflict, as long as you are truly who you are.
Yes.
In real life.
Yep. That's what we get. That's what I've got too. So it seems like it's going to be such a great meeting. There's going to be a lot of energy around it. That's the important thing. but it's going to feel like comfort. Again, comfort. That's the word I'm getting, comfort. This just comfortable feeling. So just don't worry. Don't stress it. Don't stress it.
I know Roxanne is gone, and I don't know if she's still in here, but I still feel her energy. Like I really feel like she is going to find her thing, like laughter. Like I think her last comment says, "Oh, I'm very funny, and it's such a serious thing." Like I really do feel like I feel success in that area if she just tips out of being on the front lines. Like her energy is just staying with me, and they're telling me to say, if she's still in here, you really are going to, if you just make that little change, you'll still be in healthcare, but you'll be on the other side of it, and you can bring that laughter and joy. Like that's what she can do. Like I really see
Yeah,
her
and she's going to be a rock star. Yeah, she can be a rock star. She's going to,
like her
yeah,
energy never left, and I was just like, it's just sitting
exactly.
there, and I'm gonna make that comment. But yeah, I really do think she's going to be great whenever she makes this change.
Yep.
This was so
Absolutely.
much fun, Don.
Absolutely. Thank you, Angie, for joining, and everybody, thank you for popping in. It's been wonderful. Happy New Year to everybody. And I can't believe it. This is a great new platform. We didn't have any serious glitches except for getting started, but and that's a wonderful thing, because every once in a while technology and spirit do not get along.
But it worked out for us today. I feel like this is our audition tape, Don. We are going to be on TV. Listen, people, when you see us on TV, be like, I knew them when they used to do their YouTube series.
Absolutely. Well, thank you
I'm going
guys
to
so
speak
much.
that into existence for us.
Absolutely. Angie, thank you so much for doing this. I am so glad. I've been wanting to have you on for a while, and it's been so long since we've actually done something together. Angie and I do a lot of interviews with Tanisha, by the way, and we've done interviews with different people in the metaphysical community under Just Spiritually Speaking. And then Angie, if somebody wants to reach out to you, to connect to you, to maybe even tap your skills again, how do they reach you?
A5Says, the letter A, the number 5, and then says SAYS @gmail.com. A5Says yes @gmail.com, or A5Says @blogspot.com, or through any of the social media. A5Says, Angie5, Just Spiritually Speaking, all those ways you can find me somewhere, or comment on this video.
There you go. And the same thing for me. It's all under Sonoran Mystic Tarot. So if you want to message, it's Sonoran Mystic Tarot on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. I do free weekly readings for each sign and post them on YouTube and Facebook. The same thing for monthlies, and the same thing for, I do a daily 1-minute daily flashcard thing with 3 choices of cards, and that's on all 4 of the social media platforms. And then if you want to reach out to me via email, it's advice@sonoranmystictarot.com. And I'm always ready to take information. And we do private readings as well. If you want a private reading, you want to set something up, do it. And remind us that you were on this thing, and we'll give you a cut in fees. So therefore, you don't have to worry about it being too expensive. But with that said, Happy New Year, everybody. Angie, thanks again. And we will talk to you guys. And don't forget, we'll be back live on Thursday morning at 8 a.m. on Twitch. So have those things tuned in and ready.
Happy 2022, everyone. Happy New Year.
Absolutely. Bye-bye.